Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Hey, welcome everybody to the latest edition of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, along with Dustin Fox and Mikey McNuggets. I'm Adam the Bull. We got Earl, Anthony, and Steve on the other side of the glass. And plenty to get to today. Kyler Murray, could he be on the radar of the Browns? And the Cavs win a weird game, I thought, against the Pistons yesterday. Plus, we'll talk with Tim Stebbins of MLB.com, who covers the Guardians now from down in Arizona. Guys, what's going on?
Not much. I feel like I haven't been here in months.
been a minute.
It
You
feels
haven't
like
been here in a while.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Well, it's been since like February 7th
Yeah, it's a while.
or whatever it
Yeah.
is. The 11th, rather.
Mike just got out of lumberjack school. What's going on with you?
Chopping lots of wood this morning with
Yeah.
helping
I like
Steve
that
back
shirt. It's a really nice shirt. It looks very comfortable.
It is. It was warm. It's
Yeah,
warm.
yeah.
And it was nasty out. I was driving in this morning.
Yeah.
And around 7 o'clock, 7:30ish when I'm coming in, the fog was outrageous. You know,
Yeah.
taking the shoreway.
It was very
you can
foggy.
see
It's
Yeah.
that.
still bad.
I couldn't see Brown Stadium driving on, what is the shoreway turn into, 90, right?
Yeah.
Shoreway 90?
Yeah.
On 90, going past, you could barely see the stadium, and you're, 100 feet basically visibility-wise?
Yeah.
It's as foggy as I remember.
Why do you go that way?
So I live over that direction.
You
I
take
get
the
it-
shoreway and you get on 90?
well,
You go past the East 9th?
No, I get off at East 9th. So
Oh,
before
okay.
it turns into 90.
I don't think it's 90 at that point.
I don't know. You on the
I know
shore,
what
I
you-
guess, yeah.
yeah,
On
anyway.
the shoreway heading that direction.
Right.
I get off at the East 9th
And
exit.
you couldn't even see the stadium.
I swear to goodness, could not
Which
see
you're
an
right
ounce
next
of the
to,
stadium.
obviously,
Yeah,
right,
you could.
yeah.
I couldn't see any of it.
I once went skiing in Utah.
Yeah.
First time ever skiing in Utah, and I picked a bad day to go skiing. I went by myself and I rode the gondola to the top of the mountain. It's in Ogden, Utah, a place called Snow Basin. And I'm a proficient skier, but never out west. And I had visibility from about me to that TV.
They don't shut down the
Nope.
slopes with that?
No,
That's
okay. You're up
terrifying.
in it's clouds essentially.
right.
You know, you're
Okay,
up so
yeah.
high,
Yeah.
and so like there were these two guys on the gondola who looked like they were like expert skiers, and I
Yeah.
said, hey guys, can I like follow you down the mountain, because I don't know. I'm at a map and there's signs and stuff for the trails, but dude, you never know. I mean, I literally couldn't see from me about 10 feet.
Oh, wow. So, you made it okay, obviously.
I did. Thankfully, those guys were very nice.
Yeah.
But when I think of fog, it makes me think of that day when I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, that would definitely bring
Yeah.
back a memory, certainly.
Yeah.
Or the, what was it, the Randall Cunningham? Remember the Randall Cunningham game in the fog?
No.
Was it Randall Cunningham, or am I misremembering? There's got to be people out there. You remember that game?
I don't.
There was a game I'm pretty sure it was Randall Cunningham and the Eagles, and there was a game in the fog that was just nuts.
Dude, we this 2 years ago. I was doing a game, Toledo at Eastern Michigan in Ypsilanti, Michigan, which is just outside of Ann Arbor. And we get to the stadium. It's a noon kickoff, and we get to the stadium at like 10. You couldn't see.
Yeah.
There was a fog all over the field. I mean, I was like, we're not going to kick off.
Right.
They couldn't even warm up. They had to like wait till the
so
fog.
they
It
did wait.
did clear,
Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah.
it was like probably like that Randall
Right,
Cunningham
right,
game.
right.
where
Yeah.
it's crazy. So.
All right. Well,
There's your
Mike,
fog
any
discussion
thoughts
for the week?
before we.
Yeah, well, I know you got to give a shout out to a band.
Yeah.
And I met Jordan Tyson yesterday.
Oh, you did?
He was at the Cavs game with Jalen.
Oh, Jordan Tyson. Okay,
the receiver.
sorry.
The receiver.
I was thinking like,
No,
well, you've met him before.
I know Jalen.
Yeah.
Jordan was there yesterday.
Yeah.
He just put up 26 reps at 225 on the bench.
Yeah.
When you see him in person, so the
26?
Yeah,
That's a lot for a receiver, isn't it?
Dude,
It is a lot for a
I did it
receiver.
not many times.
Okay.
Yeah,
7 for me.
What is the
lot.
average for a receiver? It's got to be probably what, 7?
I believe
10?
26 is the
No, they're
the high for
high.
the
They're high.
combine
I mean,
this year.
the average is probably somewhere between like 12 and 15
For a receiver.
Probably.
So 26 has got to be
I believe
way
he was
up
the
there.
number one at the combine.
Okay,
for all
yeah,
receivers.
makes
Don't
sense.
quote
really,
me on that.
really high.
And
Yeah.
the only thing I could think of was like he's big,
Yeah.
but Jalen's bigger. Like Jalen's taller.
Right.
And Jalen's not a big NBA player, comparatively
Right.
speaking.
Sure, yeah,
and
yeah.
Jordan is you're going to be a big NFL receiver.
How tall is
About 6'2".
Is he?
That's not
no,
that big.
Jalen's 6'5". Jordan was about 6'2".
Right, but that's not that big height-wise.
But he's like stocky, like
big.
built,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
built.
yeah.
And just some families have crazy athletic genes. And the fact that both those guys are just elite caliber athletes, and their father...
was their father a player?
I'm not 100% sure.
Was their mom? I don't know.
He was at the game. Like, his dad's a super nice guy, too, Mr. Tyson. So he watches, so shout out to Mr. Tyson. We appreciate you tuning in every once in a while.
You should know, then. I mean, you know him.
You're like the Tyson fan
Very,
club.
very loose, like, said hi.
Yeah, I mean, did he play? Or did
I'll find out next time I see Mr. Tyson.
Maybe the mom. Maybe his mom.
Maybe. But either way, just want to say, super nice kid.
Yeah.
Would love to play in Cleveland with his brother. And
that would be pretty awesome.
It'd be awesome. A really, really cool
saw
story.
At the combine.
And Ethan Sands, real quick, just want to shout out their guy, Ethan, writes for Cleveland.com, wrote a great article, sat down with Jordan and Jalen after the game and talked about those two as a family rivalry, buddy.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Really good piece.
Are either of them married? You know?
No.
I mean, they're young, so I'm guessing no.
They're both very young,
They can live together.
Yeah, they can live together.
They will, if he gets drafted in Cleveland, they will live together.
I was listening to MLB radio, of course, which I do, and the Cubs manager, Craig Counsell, his son was just drafted by the Diamondbacks. And the Cubs and the Diamondbacks both have spring training in Arizona. And as you know, because you've been there a lot of times, unlike Florida where it's spread out more, all the teams that play in Arizona are all within like an hour of each other. So they're roommates, even though they're him and his dad.
That's cool.
Which is really cool.
That's pretty cool.
So,
it's got to be a unique experience, too, to be able to have that with your father in a situation like that.
Yes, yeah. So for Tyson and Tyson, that would be awesome if they ended up together and they got a chance to be roommates. I wanted to give a shout out. There's a local band, but they're a big band. Yam Bag is the name of the band. It's an odd name. I didn't ask them where they came up with this name. Nick is the guy who reached out to me. He's one of the members of this band. They got a new album coming out. Their music is punk metal, which I know nothing about. But the guy's a big fan of the show. He had reached out to me, and I was like, yeah, tell me about your band. So anyway, if you like punk metal, check out Yam Bag. They're going to be in Cleveland on April 14th. They got a whole tour. They go to New York, Philly, Richmond, D.C., Pittsburgh. They got a new album out. The new record is called The Psycho. Ooh. And the music sounds like that. Like, it's crazy. Crazy music.
The Psycho.
So check out Yam Bag.
Yeah, of course. Shout out Yam Bag.
Big shout out to Nick.
Shout out.
All right, let's get into it. Anthony,
all right, guys, before we get into our first topic, I want to remind everybody that you can experience Cleveland Charge basketball at Public Hall this season. The Cleveland Charge, the NBA G League affiliate for the Cavaliers, are back in action for their 5th season in Cleveland. Charge alumni like Sam Merrill and Naquan Tomlin and two-way players like Darius Brown and Tristan Anaruma show the NBA G League is the home for future stars in the NBA. Join the Charge for WNBA night on Friday, March 6th at 7. We'll celebrate the WNBA's return to Cleveland by honoring the past and future of women's basketball in Cleveland. Tickets are on sale now at clevelandcharge.com.
Guys, the Cavs with a victory yesterday, getting revenge for their loss in overtime in Detroit. They beat the Pistons last night by a final of 113-109. It's a weird game because, first of all, the Cavs got very sloppy at the end and let the Pistons get within one score. But outside of Tyson, nobody really had much of a game in the starting lineup. They won this game because of Schroeder.
Harden had 18, which is a little more than 8.
Right, but Harden didn't shoot well. Sam Merrill didn't shoot well.
No.
Jarrett Allen did nothing. Mobley shot well.
Allen got hurt.
Allen got hurt, right? Did nothing before he got hurt, and then he got hurt. Mobley made that big three, obviously, late in the game. The leading rebound. You know who led the Cavs in rebounds last night?
Tyson?
No.
Harden?
No.
Schroeder?
Thomas Bryant?
No. He was tied for second.
No, I'm not sure.
Craig Porter Jr.
Really?
led the Cavs with 7 rebounds.
Yeah,
he's scrappy, man.
He gave some good minutes off the bench.
It was a weird game. They got out-rebounded. They got outshot. But it's just a strange game. Craig Porter played well.
So matchups make games.
Yeah.
In the postseason specifically, it's all about matchups, right?
Right.
I've said this before. I will reiterate it. I'll say it again.
Say it again.
The Cavs are a bad matchup for the Pistons. The Pistons are a heliocentric offense that's run all the way through Cade Cunningham. He's the only guy who's an initiator.
He didn't shoot well yesterday either.
He shot poorly in all 4 games against the Cavs this season. The Cavs have a number of different guys. Last night it was Jalen Tyson. We'll dive into that in a second.
Yeah.
Who can at least make things difficult for Cade Cunningham. And if Cade Cunningham's not creating offense for Detroit, you have to pick and choose a couple guys that you're going to let shoot the ball who you feel pretty comfortable shooting the ball. Prior to the game last night, Kenny Atkinson was asked, hey, like, they're the number one team in basketball, or in the Eastern Conference. They have the best record. We know what they bring defensively, but offensively, what's your philosophy on a team like this that is so centered around one player? And Kenny says, pick your poison. Either you let him get his and take out everyone else, or you take him out and let the other guys beat you. And he goes, I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do tonight, but those are the two strategies. It was pretty evident watching the game,
right?
And it's been evident watching all 4 games against Detroit. Their strategy is, Cade, you're not going to beat us. And if Tobias Harris and Ron Holland and Asar Thompson and Duncan Robinson and Jalen Duren and the rest of the guys in Detroit.
Duren's really good.
He's awesome, dude.
But
He's
if those
so
guys
good.
are going to score a combined 60, 70, 80 points, the necessary to beat a Cleveland team that offensively actually does some things that Detroit has struggled to slow down, then so be it. And last night, Jalen Tyson was awesome. And I cannot emphasize this enough. He was awesome in guarding Cade Cunningham. This block early set the tone. To keep up with Cade, by the way, Cade's 6'8", 6'9". He's huge. To keep up with him in transition, to get that block, it was kind of the initial, hey, we're here. We got this. Like, I'm not scared. And there's one thing I want to mention about Jalen Tyson. By the way, according to NBA tracking stats, he held Cade Cunningham to 1 assist as the primary defender last night. Jalen Tyson, after the game, said, I like when the coaches challenge me and say, hey, your job is to take somebody out. He's like, I don't need the extra motivation. I know that's what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
But when they put that trust in me, it brings the best out of me. And when Dean Wade's healthy, Dean Wade's in that spot. Wade's also done a really good job on Cade Cunningham this season. But look at these defensive possessions of Tyson.
You don't trust Wade in the playoffs.
I'm just making a point here, Bull. I'm not saying
but I'm saying we're talking about the playoffs. Who gives a crap in the regular season?
I'm saying when Tyson is put with a task like that, it seems to bring the best out of him. And he says, when I know that is my goal, I'm locked in. And last night was the perfect outcome for what a locked-in, determined defensive menace Jalen Tyson could be.
He was great. I mean, I thought he was really good, especially in the fourth quarter. I mean, he had 7 points in the fourth quarter. Had some
couple big threes, too.
What do you have, 5 threes on the night?
5 of 12, 42% from beyond the arc.
That's pretty good. I never really think of him as a three-point shooter.
Well, Detroit did defensively what the Cavs did against Harden. The difference was 8 of 15 from Jalen Tyson. Detroit got nothing from Asar Thompson and very little from Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, and that block was nice early. Cade Cunningham did have a nice block on James Harden in the final.
He's a good player. Really good player.
Was awesome.
I think he had like 15 assists in the game. But you're right. It almost seems like the Cavs would be better off being the 4 seed if Detroit's the 1 seed. Although, don't count out Boston catching Detroit at this point.
No, it's not impossible. I was talking to a Pistons assistant for the game yesterday, and I was joking with him, like, hey, Cade struggled against Cleveland. Do you have enough scores in a playoff series? And his response was, I don't know. But is any team going to be able to match our physicality for 7 games?
That's a good question.
That's their counterpunch. And last night, the Cavs did match their physicality. Now, it's 1 game.
Right.
It's not a 7-game series. I thought on Friday night when they lost to Detroit in Detroit, they matched the physicality. I thought last night they matched the physicality. My big takeaway from these 2 games in, 72 hours? Cleveland's not scared of Detroit. And we can say, hey, it's a good matchup on paper, but sometimes a good matchup on paper doesn't actually equal the results you want. When you go into a playoff series, sometimes you need a little bit of irrational confidence and belief in yourself to be able to knock off a higher seed, to pull off an upset, even though I bet you if these 2 teams played in a 7-game series, Cleveland would probably be the gambling favorite. Cleveland is not scared of Detroit.
They would be. The Cavs
not scared of Detroit
favorite,
at all. No. And I thought that was the big takeaway.
They'd be a slight favorite, I think, over Detroit.
Who are you going to be scared of? I don't think they're going to be scared of anybody. Shouldn't be.
Like in the East or just in general?
In the East, yeah.
No.
I mean, you're not going to be scared of anybody, period. But there's nobody worthy of being scared of in the East. I mean, the Cavs.
I mean, if Boston had Tatum, it'd be a different story. But
they are. What's the latest on him?
Is he coming back for the playoffs? I don't buy
He might
that.
play this week.
I don't buy it. Dude, there's no way this guy's going to come back from this injury and be. Maybe he comes back and plays. I don't think he's going to be the player that he was.
Yeah, but even if he's 75%, that's still a huge difference.
I'm telling you, I wouldn't be shocked. And I have no inside information. I wouldn't be shocked if he's playing by March 8th.
He's going to get back
this game against Boston. He might be playing.
On Sunday?
Yeah, he might.
He's going to get back quicker from a torn Achilles than Max Strus is getting back. Is he ever going to play this year?
We did get a positive update on Strus yesterday.
Yeah.
Which was he has now been cleared to go into actual practices. Like he's been cleared to practice with the Cavs and the Charge, which is the next step.
But Tatum's already practicing with Boston. Right?
Tatum's been practicing. Yeah.
What's the Jared Allen status after last night?
Just banged knee. He told Tom Withers after the game.
Just a bruise or?
Yeah, just a contusion, nothing serious.
All right.
He wasn't obviously. It happened early in the third quarter. Those stats are from about 14 minutes of
Oh,
action.
I know. I needed 10 rebounds.
Yeah, well, that.
So, I mean, do you think if you had to bet right now, do the Cavs end up in the 4 seed? I think they will. I don't think they're going to move.
They can catch. I mean, how far back are they from New York right now?
I think they're. Well, I'm not saying they can't. I'm just that's
my
prediction.
I'm saying,
I believe they're 2 back of the Knicks in the loss column. I think it's 1.5.
They're a game and a half back.
Yeah, but 2 in the loss column. That's what matters.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, because the Knicks have lost 22, Cavs have lost 24.
Right.
I mean, they certainly could catch New York. They could catch Boston. I don't think they could catch Detroit for the 1 seed, but I don't think they're.
You'd have to win. Like at this point, it's not that many games. You'd have to win a lot. It's not like the Knicks and Celtics are tailing off at all. They're both playing.
Yeah, but 2 games over 19 is not outrageous to
No, it's not outrageous. I'm just saying that's my prediction. Is they finish as the 4 seed. Now, who finishes the 5 seed? There's like 8 teams that can end up as the 5 seed. If you look at 5 through, I want to say at least
it's 9, 5 through 9.
Yeah, they're all within like a game, even 10, I think.
Yeah, because the Hornets and the Hawks are both tied 31-31 at 9 and 10.
Yeah, I mean, you got...
No, they're too far out. So 5.
Raptors, Sixers, Magic. Or 5, 6, 7.
Who's 8?
Heat.
Miami Heat at 33 right now.
I'm pulling up the...
What's Miami's record?
Standings.
33-29.
How far is that behind the Cavs?
We're at 39 and 24,
7.
so about 6 games back.
All right, so they're... Yeah, all right. But so... any of those... I'm not saying to catch the Cavs. They don't have to catch the Cavs. I'm just saying to end up as the 5 seed to know who the Cavs would play in the first round.
The Raptors are 35 and 26.
Behind. Right.
So
the Heat are how many games behind the Raptors?
2.
Raptors
have 35 wins.
Yeah.
Right. So I think if the Cavs do end up the 4th seed, what I'm saying is we might not know who they're playing in the first round till the last day of the season. The way 5 through 8 stacks up right now.
I think the Cavs will for sure be the 4 seed. I don't think they're
no. I'm saying
you're saying
who they're going to play.
Who they're going to play against?
Who the 5 seed's going to be is completely up in the air.
I don't even know who I want to see. Mikey, who do you want to see?
All those teams are playing pretty well right now, right?
As the 5 seed, who would I want to see?
Give me the Raptors. We own them.
They're playing well.
They're a weird matchup for Cleveland. They beat them, 3 times this year?
Yeah.
Already? Now
who else is in that mix? Because all those teams are playing well, correct?
The Magic, the Sixers.
The Magic, right.
The Sixers are 4-6 in their last 10. The Raptors are 5-5 in their last 10. Orlando 6-4. Miami 6-4. The Hornets are the best team lately. They're 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah.
Won 5 in a row.
All right.
But
anyway.
So I think the game was, other than the fact that the starters didn't have a big game,
I
think it was a weird game. I thought it was relatively...
Because I just said it was weird because they won a game against a very good team where they weren't particularly good on the boards. They shot, fine from 3, but not amazing. You had Craig Porter Jr. lead the team in rebounds, which was odd.
That is weird.
And none of the starters had a particularly good game outside of Tyson.
Oh, it was a gritty win.
Yeah, I'm not saying it. It was
an awesome win.
If you look at the stats, if you just looked at the Cavs stats without looking at the Pistons stats, you probably think they would have lost.
Maybe, but I mean, the fact that they won a game, they scored 113 points. They didn't have Donovan Mitchell, and Allen gets hurt.
I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying it was an odd. I just found it to be an odd game.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything bad about it at all.
No, it's a good win. That's a playoff win.
It was a good. It was a good grinded out win.
Yeah.
Couple other things from the game I think are worth at least mentioning. With no Donovan.
Yeah.
James was the primary kind of. He was a little sloppy with the basketball. Had a couple of uncharacteristic turnovers, but late in the game, the pure presence and gravity that he has and he draws. When Donovan's back in that situation, pick your poison. Good luck.
Right. Yeah.
I understand that Darius, when healthy, was good, but James just has a different gravitas to him that you can't really compare to a Darius Garland. Schroeder last night down the stretch had a couple
great.
Really uncharacteristic turnovers.
15 points?
Right, that was a sloppy turnover.
He had 2 drives in the fourth quarter where you got Tobias Harris on his hip and twisted with the right hand to finish it. Really good.
It was impressive.
And then one other thing I wanted to point out. Detroit, they switched early in the game on Mobley pick and rolls. And this is something we've seen teams do in the playoffs. Yeah. And as Mobley continues to get healthier and healthier from this calf strain, something he did last night is something I hope he continues to do as the season progresses. When they switched, once was on Duncan Robinson, you can see the 2 plays here. Once was on Javonte Green. He went straight to the post and said, "You're going to put someone smaller and weaker on me? All right. I'm going to get to my spot, and I'm going to finish." That was a nice little
and
hook
he
on the
hasn't
right hand.
consistently done that. Yeah.
Watch this move. Javonte Green, former Cav, spin with the left to the dunk.
Yeah,
now,
that was pretty sweet.
when he's punishing wings like that, it unlocks an entire new wrinkle to this Cavaliers offense because you have to send help when it's a big on a small. And he just hasn't done that consistently enough. And I don't even love Mobley in the post against bigs, but if they're going to switch in the playoffs, if they're going to concede the size mismatch, Evan has to make them pay. And if they send help, he's a good enough passer to kick it out to an open three-point shooter. I loved what I saw from Mobley in that regard last night.
And if he does that more consistently, then they won't switch.
Exactly. Which then,
or not as often, at least.
And then it puts Harden or Donovan in the advantageous position in those pick and rolls.
But he's got to do that. When he has that mismatch, and he has not consistently done that, that's been a major flaw in his game. But those were both pretty sweet moves.
I mean, the spin to the left with a dunk.
We haven't seen him do moves like that very often.
And it gives me a little confidence that as he comes back off this second calf injury, he's feeling more and more confident in his body, in his explosiveness, that he's willing to kind of pound and take the contact from the defense and back down, keep his balance. And you saw him spin left and you saw him spin right, which means he felt comfortable spinning on both of his lower extremities.
I also think there's less pressure on him than there's ever been, in a way.
Way less.
Right? Because you have two superstars on the team. Tyson has emerged, right? And Jarrett Allen's gotten a lot of hype lately. And so he's been under the radar recently, and maybe he's liking that.
It's just nice that Harden specifically takes a ton of heat off him.
Yeah.
You've got two superstars now on the team, and he can sort of acquiesce to those guys and feel like, okay, those guys will get some of the headlines and be talked about quite a bit, but like he puts up numbers like he did last night, like he did against the Pistons on Friday. Like, was it Friday or Saturday? Friday. Yeah. I think he's going to have a nice playoff run for the Cavaliers. Just taking that pressure off him. He looked smoother last night, actually.
Yeah.
Like sometimes he dribbles the ball, and I'm like, this guy just looks nervous.
Yeah.
Didn't look nervous last night.
Yeah, he. We all wanted him to be the best player on the team. We thought that's the only way they could win.
It's not going to happen.
But maybe he's more comfortable being the third guy, the fourth guy, whatever. And maybe we will see the best of Evan Mobley now.
Sure,
and if that's the case, if this team's healthy, they can beat anybody.
Right.
Evan Mobley is your third best player, is a top 25 guy.
Right, yeah.
Evan Mobley is your best player, is a top 25 guy. There's a gigantic difference in how good the overall talent on your team is when you stack them like that. And for as much as me and Jason have been the guys like saying, hey, it's Mobley that needs to take that next step.
Yeah.
Go back to what Kobe Altman said before last season. He goes, our franchise will go as far as Evan Mobley goes. By making the Harden trade, they've kind of deviated from that line of thinking and saying, maybe we've reached the end of how high Mobley goes, and we need to bring in someone else who raises the ceiling otherwise, and then Mobley kind of slides in and fits into his more natural role.
And give Kobe Altman credit. I think a lot of us, but I'll say especially me, my thoughts on Kobe have gone like, he sucks, he's great. He sucks,
it's like a heartbeat monitor.
Because like you go back to signing Kevin Love, which was really stupid, I thought, and back and forth. But now, like, the Harden trade was brilliant. Getting Ellis and Schroeder for
nothing.
A guy that wasn't doing anything here.
And Hunter's not playing the rest of the year, by the way. He got an eye infection out for the rest of the year.
And you got rid of two guys that were not getting it done and are injury prone. Well, Darius Gay's injury prone. There's just a much better mix, chemistry, whatever. It's a whole different vibe to this team.
100%.
Totally, man.
Because before those trades, I didn't think there was any chance they were winning a championship. Now I'm like, okay, I know it would be tough. The Western Conference team deservedly will be the big favorite. But I feel like they can win a championship.
Yep.
Maybe I'm crazy.
No, you're not crazy.
But I think they can.
You're not crazy. May need a little help and maybe a little injury to someone at OKC.
Yeah, we'll see.
Not rooting for it, but
when it happens,
it happens. So, a couple twisted ankles, be okay.
You take the path that you get.
That's right. That's right.
You mentioned Ellis. And one last thing on Ellis, and I know we got some other stuff we'll get to. He also drew the Cade Cunningham assignment yesterday. And we did a whole you weren't here yesterday. We did a whole Ellis as defensive weapon topic yesterday and what he brings to the table, what he does. His Tasmanian devilness, for lack of a better, he's everywhere on the court at once. Everywhere on the court at once. And we showed a few plays yesterday that kind of demonstrates what he does on any individual possession. And after the game last night, like JV Bickerstaff, these are some of his defensive highlights from not last night, but earlier in the season. He's just everywhere at once in a way that you can't really game plan for. Do you remember the clip? I believe it was Peyton Manning. He was talking about Ed Reed, where he had baited Ed Reed in a certain way. Do you know what the clip I'm talking about?
Yes.
And Ed Reed had baited him, and they ran the same look. He gave him the same coverage, and he even ran like 3 steps in the wrong direction. On purpose, then tailed back.
Yeah.
You can't prep for that because someone's just playing so instinctual.
Cat and mouse.
Yeah.
Keon Ellis has these weird defensive instincts that you cannot teach. Like, you cannot teach.
You have it or you don't.
And he doesn't necessarily always follow the proper defensive strategies. And he's not always in the spot that you want on paper this person to be in help position.
But he makes plays.
But because he's so instinctual, he's so intelligent, he's so quick, and his hands are so strong, he makes plays even when he's out of position in ways you can't game plan for.
Yeah.
And I think last night when you saw, because Cade had, 6-7 turnovers in the game on top of 14 assists.
Yeah.
A couple of those were, Keon Ellis isn't supposed to be in that position. That pass is supposed to be open, but because Keon is just kind of floating in that free safety spot on defense, he's able to make plays that no one else can.
Yeah.
And that gives you more offensive possessions. And in a 4-point game like we saw last night, those 2 or 3 possessions are the difference of that game being a 113-109 win or going to overtime for the second time in as many matchups.
Yeah. Agreed. All right, let's switch gears. Talk some NFL.
Yeah, guys, before we talk some NFL, I want to thank everybody for watching today, liking, and subscribing. And here on screen, you can go follow us on all of our social media handles across X, Instagram, and TikTok. We're going to be streaming over on the WKYC Instagram as well as from now forward. So if you have another way to watch us over there on the WKYC Instagram, thanks for liking and subscribing. Bull, it's time to talk a little Kyler Murray.
Oh, boy. Yes, Kyler Murray. So yesterday came the report out that the Cardinals are expected to cut Kyler Murray. There's the breaking news there. Kyler Murray is releasing. So,
and they did tell Kyler Murray, and Kyler Murray posted, thank you, Arizona. Appreciate it. He's leaving Arizona.
That's right. So, this totally changes
everything.
Oh, yeah.
Right, because
everything.
You're not having to trade for Kyler Murray, and then Kyler Murray is going to sign for the veteran minimum.
$1.3 million.
Right. That's all the team would have to pay. The Cardinals will be on the hook for the rest. And Kyler Murray, to me, if I'm the Browns, I'm going after Kyler Murray. Now, if I'm Kyler Murray, I don't know that I want to play here. There might be better options. But I would go. I know people don't love Kyler Murray. I know he's got his flaws. But, guys, he is the best quarterback available. Ultimately, is he good enough to win a Super Bowl with? I don't know. But before last year, he had been a way better player than Sam Darnold. He's had some success. Okay? And it's not even a Sam Darnold situation. He's been a solid NFL quarterback for the most part. Not great. He's had some moments where he's played very well. But to me, he's my top target because it costs me nothing.
Nothing.
And he's the best. He is better than any quarterback on your roster. He is better than any quarterback in free agency. And he is better than any quarterback in the draft.
If I'm the Browns, I need to know what the plan is. What is the goal of the 2026 season before I can make a decision on Kyler Murray? Because I agree with you 1,000%. Kyler Murray gives you the best chance to win as many games as you possibly could in 2026. If you were to sign Kyler Murray on a vet minimum contract, he gives you the best chance to win 8, 9, 10 games, whatever that number may or may not be.
Yeah.
Is he good enough to win a Super Bowl? Is he good enough to be the franchise quarterback moving forward? I don't particularly love Kyler Murray, so I don't think so, but maybe. But if the goal is, hey, we have our eyes on something down the road, we're okay being bad again, we're still trying to figure out and gentlemen's punt on 2026 because we think the 2027 quarterback class is special, we're trying to build something up for the future when the dome opens, then I don't think bringing in Kyler Murray makes a ton of sense for the Browns. Because he's too good, he's going to win you too many games to be in a position. And if you're just trying to figure out, do we have something in Shador or Dillon, then they're not going to get a chance if Kyler Murray's here.
To me, you can't keep saying, well, next year's quarterback class. I don't know how high the Browns are going to be drafting. There's no way you can guarantee that you're going to get a quarterback next year. Okay? I think go ahead.
No, so there's obviously I'm with you, and it certainly interests me to have Kyler Murray in the mix.
Yeah.
The price tag's perfect.
Yes.
It's nothing.
Yes. less.
Can't pay less.
No, but I'm just saying, I mean, clearly head and shoulders above what we have.
Yes.
Like night and day. This guy would make the offense instantly fun to watch, instantly scary at times, assuming he's on the field. I mean, the guy has durability issues.
Yes, that is a problem.
He's played one full season in the last 5.
Yeah, that's an issue, no doubt.
So what are the odds that you're going to get the 1 year here if you sign him? So that's obviously a question. It would hurt the development if you think that you're going to develop Shedeur Sanders, if there's any, because he's not going to play. Because there's no way Shedeur is going to beat this guy out.
No.
No chance.
No.
Maybe in a couple of years when he has experience, but not right now. I think that would hurt the development of Shedeur if you brought him in. But I'm tired of watching bad football, guys. Like I want to win some games. I want to see this franchise turn around. That's what Kyler Murray is. Why he's intriguing to me.
You know, I love arguing with Jay about quarterbacks, right? But clearly, the one thing I'll agree is that I think the bar has been lowered to how good a quarterback you need to win if the rest of the team is good.
Agreed.
Right? I don't think you can win with a good quarterback. Can't win. We're not going back to the Trent Dilfer days and stuff like that. You can't win with terrible quarterback play, no matter how good the rest of your team is. But you can win with solid quarterback play if the team's really good. Now, we know the Browns have a Super Bowl caliber defense, right? Okay.
They did last year.
They did last year, true. We don't know if it will be, but last year they did.
New coordinator, new personnel.
Right, you're right. But last year they did. They got a lot of talent on the defense.
They got the best player in football on defense.
They got the best player in football, one of the best cornerbacks, the best young linebacker in the game.
Yep.
Okay? They have to get it right other places, okay? They've traded for a right tackle. If you're going to sign Kyler Murray, you have to turn around the offensive line in 1 year. It's not easy to do, but you absolutely have to. So they have to spend whatever money they have essentially on 2 positions, wide receiver and offensive line. If you brought in Kyler Murray, who had the Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl before the season?
It was the longest odds Super Bowl ever.
Yeah.
Seahawks were 60-1 to make the Super Bowl. Patriots were 80-1.
The league's just kind of open right now, guys.
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, because there was the last basically 5 to 7 years ish where Mahomes dominated.
Right.
Well, he's hurt.
He's hurt. He's not going to start the season.
And their team's aging.
Burrow is always hurt, and their defense stinks. The Steelers, new coach. Ravens, new coach. I mean, there's a lot of upheaval.
My team can't get over the hump. The Bills.
The Bills can't get over the hump.
No, they can't.
They've got.
We have a new coach, so it's a lot of question marks in
outside
Buffalo.
of quarterback. They have a ton of question marks. I mean, So, do I think the Browns are going to win a Super Bowl next year with Kyler Murray? No, I don't. But could the Browns be competitive? Could the Browns make the playoffs with Kyler Murray if they get it right? It's a big if because I don't really trust Andrew Berry. But can they get it if they get it right at running at wide receiver and offensive line? Could they be a really competitive team? Absolutely.
I agree.
And you can't just keep saying, we're going to punt, we're going to punt. You want to win? Do you want to win? Or do we want to play these games with Shedeur Sanders?
No.
I want to win. Kyler Murray gives you the best chance to win.
Agreed. And the other thing we didn't talk about is the fit with Todd Monken. And
he loves that kind of player.
Who did he coach last year?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, yeah.
Oh, okay. Do those two have anything in common?
Yes, I'd say so.
Okay.
Kyler Murray's a great athlete.
They both run, I mean, like, it's not quite college, but it's a spread. It's a version of the RPO.
Yeah.
Both guys can run. On any given Sunday, both those dudes can give you 100 every week if necessary.
Yeah.
This is the most excited I've been about the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that they're going to go down this road.
I don't even know if they will.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I get it.
And I don't even know if he would want to be here.
Right. Does he want to be here?
There are 5 teams that are on the
if you're Kyler
list.
Sorry, if you're Kyler Murray and you're trying to resurrect your career, thank you for that. I couldn't think of that word. If you're trying to resurrect your career, are you going to Cleveland?
Probably not. But
the place that makes fun of quarterbacks,
it's the best chance for you to play.
But
that's true.
No, because there'd be a number of places he could play. He could play for the Jets, which is just as bad an organization as the Browns. He'd probably play for Minnesota.
Miami.
He'd play for Miami.
Pittsburgh's the other one.
He'd play for Pittsburgh.
He could really go anywhere that needs, like, he could go to Vegas and be the starter and let Mendoza learn for a year or whatever.
He could go to Kansas City and start till Mahomes is ready. I don't know. I don't know what his goal is. But the one thing it's not about money.
No.
He's got the money.
He's guaranteed this year by Arizona.
Why not go to Los Angeles and learn under Matt Stafford, who may retire in another year? And
exactly.
then you're heir apparent?
Yeah.
You learn the system for a year?
He might prefer that.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
He's getting $38.6 million from Arizona this year, regardless of where he's at.
What's the most important thing to him? The best organization or the ability to play? If it's the best organization, you go to Kansas City, you go to the Rams.
I would say that his best situation would be going to a place where he can get a big payday at some point.
Right.
Or they can give him a chance to get a big payday someday.
And so of the teams that need a quarterback, who's got the best team?
So Miami, Cleveland, Arizona will take out because they obviously just cut him. Putting Vegas in there, they're drafting Mendoza.
I'll take him out. Take them
Pittsburgh?
out. Pittsburgh, Jets.
And Jets. Those are the 4 teams. Right?
I don't know that
you put Minnesota in there if you want.
You could argue that the Browns have the best roster. Certainly the Browns have the best defense of all those teams.
Do you put Minnesota in there? That's the question. Because Minnesota changes the equation.
Is Minnesota that good?
They have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison.
Obviously.
You'd add Kyler Murray. They would. I think O'Connell's a hell of a coach.
Yeah.
I really do.
Their line's okay.
But none of those teams have the defense that the Browns do.
No.
This is all about what are the Browns going to do at wide receiver and offensive line. And, we're not going to know that because Kyler Murray's going to sign probably next week. So, the Browns, and you can't sell them on money, as we talked about. So, and by the way, I'm sure we got half our fan base that's screaming that we're all out of our minds right now because they all want Shedeur Sanders to play, which I get. But do you not want to win?
Well, listen, if the Browns go after Kyler Murray, it says a lot about what they think about Shedeur.
That's right. If Todd Monken and the organization believe that Shedeur Sanders at some point will be a good starter in the NFL, then you just stick with him, even if it means you're worse this year. Well, if they truly believe that.
And that's what I was saying earlier. That's why I would take Kyler Murray in this situation.
Right.
I do believe he gives you the best chance to win games this year, and I don't think it's frankly debatable. But if the Browns aren't sure that they don't have something in Shedeur Sanders, if they're still thinking, hey, and they certainly can. I'm not out on Shedeur Sanders being a good NFL quarterback at some point either. I certainly think he has the capabilities and the talents to reach a starting caliber quarterback level. If they think it's worth investing in, then it doesn't make sense to bring in a Kyler Murray because, to Dustin's point earlier, he's not going to play. There's no quarterback competition if you bring Kyler Murray.
Well, what if he says the only way I'm signing with the Browns? You guys want me? You got to let me moonlight with the Guardians too.
I was wondering. Well, the A's still have his rights.
Oh, they do.
So the Guardians have to make a trade. But I'm in. I
would love that.
Bazana for Kyler Murray.
No, we're not trading Bazana for Kyler Murray. But
he's technically a first-round pick.
No, not technically. He was a first-round pick.
I would love to see Kyler Murray in the majors just to see if he could still play. I'm sure he could. I'm sure he could.
He never even played in the minors, but
I know. But I mean, he was a hell of a ball player. Hell of an athlete.
Let him do it. The Guardians could use. I mean, you can just use him as a pinch runner if nothing else.
What did was Deion just like a DH?
No, Deion. No, they didn't have DH in the National League at that time.
Oh no.
Yeah, Deion was. I mean, he was a decent hitter. Bo Jackson though was. Bo Jackson could have been, in my opinion, a Hall of Famer in either sport. If he had stayed healthy and only played one, he could have been he would have been a Hall of Famer. Definitely as a football player. I think he would have been as a baseball player too.
Saw a clip that went viral a couple days ago.
Brian Jordan also played both.
Of Bo Jackson talking about, they were asking him about like what he did he was so fast and freak athlete, and he said, never went in the weight room ever. Never worked out.
Yeah,
just didn't.
You never know that.
Didn't train.
Didn't
train.
Did you ever see that when he broke the bat?
Yeah, of course.
Or he climbed the outfield wall when he just put his feet up on the wall.
Think that bat was brittle?
I don't know, but that was crazy.
I mean, he made it look like it was a kindling wood.
By the way, do you know which solid, very solid NBA player on a great teams played in Major League Baseball also?
You said basketball player?
You wouldn't know him as a baseball player. He's I believe still an executive in the NBA. He was a good player, a good solid player on a bunch of championship teams.
No idea.
Played with Larry Bird in Boston.
Oh, Danny Ainge.
Played in the majors.
Oh yeah.
Played for the Blue Jays.
I did know that.
Question for you guys on Kyler.
Yeah.
So one of the appeals of Todd Monken as a hire was his track record with quarterbacks in the past.
Yeah.
Getting, if not the most, helping everyone he's worked with kind of develop. when the hire was made, I looked at it as, all right, we can see what he does with Shedeur, help get the most out of Shedeur, and whatever you think you can get out of Dylan Gabriel, and maybe resurrect Deshaun Watson. We talked about the rumors of Anthony Richardson yesterday. We talked about the rumors, we're talking about the Kyler Murray situation right now. Do you think there's more to Kyler Murray than what we've seen? Like, do you actually think his ceiling is higher than
I think
17th best quarterback in football?
Early in his career, I think he was better than that. He just kind of wore down as the season would go along. So I think he's played at a borderline top 10 quarterback level early in his career. He just hasn't done it consistently. So yes, if Todd Monken could get to consistent play at a high level, yeah. I mean, he's been a legit Pro Bowler, not like this joke that's become the Pro Bowl now.
Yeah, but
he's been a legit Pro Bowler twice.
He's had 2 good years.
Two really good years.
Good years.
And they've been marred with injuries since. But how old is he? He's still young, right?
2019 draft. He was 21, so 28, 27,
yeah,
28, somewhere in that range.
I don't know. I think he...
He's definitely the best quarterback available now.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
And the price for Malik Willis, even if you think Malik Willis' ceiling is higher, it's going to be $20+ million.
It doesn't make sense.
Kyler Murray's going to be $1.3 million.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. And the reason, because I know, I haven't looked at the chat, but I know people are going to say, well, other teams can pay more. Kyler Murray's making the exact same amount of money no matter who he signs with.
Yeah, why would you, if you're Kyler Murray, you'd rather the team that cut you pay you more than the team you're going to.
Yes. So he's going to get the exact same amount. Now, let's say the Browns, just use the Browns for example.
Yeah.
Browns say, Kyler, we're going to pay you $20 million for how much we want you. That just cuts out of the money Arizona.
I know, it doesn't make any sense.
I know you know, but for people out there, he gets his $40 million or whatever it is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And the Cardinals are paying, as of right now, 38.6 of it. The rest of it gets picked up by the new team.
Right.
Any money the new team pays above that 1.3 comes out of Arizona's. It's not on top of.
That's why teams will never pay more than that. The player would never ask the team to do that because it makes no sense.
I know you guys understand that. I'm sure there's people out there saying, well, wouldn't other teams
It's not about money.
I'm explaining money plays no factor.
It's a non-factor in the Murray thing where it is in the Malik Willis thing.
Yes.
And I don't know, unless the Browns are convinced that Malik Willis is going to be a superstar or convinced that Shedeur Sanders is going to be a good starting quarterback in the NFL, I would sign Kyler Murray.
Anthony Richardson, we talked about him yesterday.
Yeah, I don't. I know Zach likes it.
I think he's supremely talented. The question I've always said is, like, when's he going to mature? When's he going to grow up? You got to think that this is sort of a rock bottom for his career, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully he bounces and turns it around. And certainly he can. I mean, the guy's so young.
But I feel like he's a guy that he really needs to go sit behind a good veteran quarterback.
Agreed.
Coming here to compete for the starting job, I just don't like that. I don't think that makes sense for the Browns.
I think Kyler Murray's if you're going to bring someone in, like he fits. If we were to make and let's do it right now, like a checklist of what you would want, if the Browns, and once again, if they're going in a direction to bring someone else in, what kind of things would you want that quarterback to have? Previous experience.
Yeah.
Mobility based off what we think Todd Monken wants. The ability to stretch the ball downfield, which, by the way, Kyler Murray has a cannon. Has not been very accurate on his deep ball start his career. Over the last 5 seasons, he ranked in the bottom 10 percentile of qualified passers in deep ball accuracy, which maybe could be fixed, maybe not. I haven't watched enough Kyler Murray to diagnose it. I just saw the stats.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a perfect player. He's not a great player, but he at his best has been a good, solid NFL quarterback. And if you put enough talent around him, and that's a big if again at wide receiver and O-line, you have it on the defense. Who knows what the ceiling could be with him? We don't know that. I mean, I know it's higher. I'm pretty confident it's higher than anybody else they got on this roster. So,
for $1.3 million,
man,
I'm in.
That's it.
It's so crazy to think that Malik Willis is going to sign this big contract and get all this guaranteed money, and like Kyler Murray is a zillion times better than Malik Willis.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he's getting paid still.
He is getting paid.
No, I understand. Right. I totally understand. I'm just saying that it's crazy to think that if someone's going to pay, whatever, $30 million for this guy.
Is this the last year of Kyler's contract? I guess
no, because he signed the extension, but I believe because he was released if he signs a 1-year deal
Right,
this year,
right.
There's stipulations on, but he's only going to sign a 1-year deal and have to sign another 1-year deal.
Right.
Because Arizona still owes him guaranteed money, but it's
year.
much less. It's like $19 million.
Yeah, right.
Next
So
year.
the following year, he might.
Money could be a little more of a factor.
Right.
I think this is a 1-year
Yeah.
rehabilitate my situation.
Probably, yeah.
And then figure out the rest.
It's going to be fascinating to see what we can do. Obviously, Monday at noon, I believe, is when the tampering period officially begins. Obviously, teams are talking with players. And then Wednesday at 4 p.m. is when the league year officially starts. The Browns trade that they made yesterday, that doesn't become official, obviously, until Wednesday afternoon. So there you go. All right, well, is the chat going nuts with people hating the idea of Kyler Murray?
Yeah, I put up a poll.
Yeah.
67% said no, they would not go after him. 33% say yes. People are spamming 12 in the chat. Nobody really wants Kyler Murray in the chat, I'll be honest. From the brief glances I've taken.
Well, winning's not a priority for a percentage of the fan base, I guess.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah. It is what it is.
He definitely gives you the best chance. I'm not even a huge Kyler fan, but he does give you the best chance to win right now. If the goal is to win as many games as humanly possible in 2026, Kyler Murray gives you the best chance to do that.
All right.
I mean, think about what they rolled into this year with.
Right.
Thinking that like Flacco.
Yeah.
And I mean Pickett was here for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Who's the other quarterback that was here?
Bailey Zappi.
Yeah, I mean all these
Dylan Gabriel.
all those guys they thought gave them the best chance to win last year.
Right. He's better than all those guys.
By 20 times.
Yes. All right, Anthony, go ahead.
All right, guys, we're going to keep our football talk going, but if you want even more football coverage, G. Bush has a new Ultimate Brown show up on the YouTube channel talking all about the Titus Howard trade and Andrew Berry's role in it and how it's going to affect the Browns. So if you want some little bit more breakdown on that trade, G. Bush has got it for you. Bull, you ready to talk some mock drafts?
Oh, yeah.
Love mock drafts.
Yeah. So there's been a few obviously nowadays everybody's got a mock draft. I say this every year. We judge after the draft based on mock drafts, which is stupid, makes no sense. We are influenced about whether it's a good pick or a bad pick by that, which makes no sense. But it's fun fodder. But I think people need to understand that most of these guys are guessing.
Yes.
Some have, a Dane Brugler or a Todd McShay or Mel Kiper. They have obviously some ability to talk with people, but nobody's going to put out there who they want to draft.
And more importantly,
yeah.
And Todd McShay, for example, at the combine, he sat down with 7 different general managers on camera.
Right.
He asked them at every one, who you drafted, and they laughed. We're not telling you we're drafting.
Right, of
So
course.
you're getting information from teams on players they may like, players they may prefer if it's him versus him in a certain position.
But you don't know.
No one's telling Todd McShay or Dane Brugler or Mel Kiper, we're taking this player at pick 23, especially that late in the draft.
Of course.
Well, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing I would say. When it comes to these guys making these mock drafts, okay, they're not going to get these things right where the players are slotted to go. But their research and knowledge of these players is so good. It's interesting to see who they have going to the Browns. Like if it's a receiver at 6, okay, what receiver is that?
Right.
And why?
It's an educated guess based on knowledge and needs.
And those dudes watch a ton of tape and know a lot about these players, and also talk to teams. That's where I think it's important to know. Like, is this guy a good guy? What's his character like? Is he going to fit with that team? Like, that is where I find it very interesting to see. Like, where do they have like Carnell Tate going?
Right.
Is he going top 10? Okay, then if he is, then if you respect Daniel Jeremiah or whoever it may be, I'm like, okay, well he's got him going top 10. Maybe it's not to the Browns, but if you think the Browns are going receiver, at least I have an idea of like what the talent is going to be at 6. Like what's the player that the Browns could go after? I mean, we think receiver makes a lot of sense at 6, right?
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the receivers?
Right.
I mean,
who are the options?
Who are the options there? So that's what
I
helps
worry
me.
about. Yeah, no, I agree. I do worry about sometimes with groupthink in these situations, or like everybody starts to say, well, this guy, Sonny Styles moved up the draft board. Did he? Or did he just excite a bunch of mock drafters with a workout? I don't know.
I think it reaffirmed what we already knew. The guy's freaking stud.
Yeah.
Well, in the aftermath of the combine, there have been this next wave of post-combine mock drafts, right?
Yeah.
And we pulled 4 for you guys.
Yeah.
And even though the names aren't the same, there is a similar trend in each of these four. We got Brugler, we have PFF, we have Jordan Reed, and we have Lance Zierlein from the NFL Network. Zierlein, excuse me. So let's run through these real quick. First up was Dane Brugler's mock draft. He had the Browns taking Spencer Fano, the Utah right tackle, with the 6th pick, and then Jordan Tyson, who may be falling down draft boards a little bit, coming to the Browns at number 24. So that's one. Keep in mind, offensive tackle 6.
When people say people are dropping, and I don't believe any of that.
I'm just going off.
All right, but I'm saying I don't believe it.
I'm just showing a trend here.
Yeah, okay,
what's
go ahead.
going on? They had Jordan Tyson at 24. Next one, Jordan Reeds. He had Monroe Freely, the Georgia left tackle, at 6, taking Omar Cooper Jr., the Indiana receiver, at 24. Omar Cooper Jr. is a guy who, whether Bull believes it or not, is appearing to be rising in draft boards after the combine.
Go ahead.
Next one, and this is the PFF mock draft. Also at Monroe Freely, the Georgia left tackle, at 6. Jordan Tyson, Arizona State receiver, at number 24. And then last but not least, Jordan Reed, Lance Zierlein, from NFL.com, and Francis Mauioga, the Miami right tackle, and Omar Cooper Jr., the receiver, at 24. So that's 4 different mock drafts post-combine, all having the Browns go offensive line at 6, receiver at 4. 4 different people, 4 different outlets, different names across the board, even though it was the same 2 receivers. Split.
And 3 different
3 different linemen,
tackles,
2 different receivers.
Don't ask me about the tackles.
Just do you feel like at this point, based on the information we have, that trend of offensive line first, receiver second, is the method that the Browns are going to try and utilize in the draft?
Your question is completely flawed.
Why is it flawed, Bill?
You want to re-ask it?
Because we have no information. Mock drafts is not information. It's educated. It's guessing based on needs. It's not really information. It's not facts.
Well, when you say that, it takes out all the work that these guys. You don't think Dane Brugler is talking to the Browns and to the other teams?
Of course he is.
So that is information then.
But no, the
It's
Browns are
information to
not.
us.
The Browns are not giving Dane Brugler or anybody else a clue as to what they're doing. No chance.
They're not saying we're taking Monroe Freeling, but I wouldn't be surprised if a general manager or someone in the scout department is telling Dane, hey, we really like this offensive tackle.
Why would you tell him that? That's detrimental to the team.
Have you ever worked inside how inside information works? Well, come on. But you've been in this business 25 years. You know how this stuff works.
But not for the draft, Mike. That's not something.
Well, I think
people are.
I don't think it's uncommon for Dane Brugler or whoever has a relationship with someone in the Browns. Maybe it's Barry. I don't know. Probably not Barry, but whatever.
And any team, not just
and
the
they just say, like, okay, what do you think about
Omar
Cooper?
Yeah.
Do you like him?
Yeah.
And if he says that they like him, okay, well, then that makes some sense.
Sure.
Like, if Dane Brugler thinks that it's a fit, and then you ask a team if it's a player that they like, now he may not be there. He may be drafted earlier, what have you.
Or they might like another guy more.
Or the board just doesn't fall the way that it allows them to make that selection.
Right.
I just think that we're discrediting a little bit. Like, teams give, they 100%. Mike, you know how this goes in the NBA.
All the draft names I put out there for who are the Cavs looking at pick number 50.
Yeah.
You think I'm just pulling names out of a hat? No, I'm talking to guys in the organization. Who worked out? Who'd you guys like?
Yeah.
They're not telling me if he's there, we're taking him, but they're saying
no one's going to say that.
Terrible
Right.
workout.
Say that.
But they put out a lot of misinformation too.
So once again, based on the information we have, the information that we have to pull.
I just don't think that because all of these 4 mock drafts have the Browns taking an O-lineman at 6 means that I think they're more likely to draft an offensive lineman there. I don't buy that necessarily. Doesn't mean it won't happen. I just don't buy that that's like, it's trending in that direction. First of all, we're 2 months away from the draft. We haven't had free agency left. Do you think Andrew Berry's already decided who he's picking at 6?
No.
So how could anybody know?
I bet you he has an idea.
I think he's probably got an idea of a handful of guys.
I bet you he's got a couple of players.
Yeah.
Well, first off, these guys, you're picking at 6. So you can do the mock draft yourself. You're like, okay, Mendoza, he's gone. You know he's gone at 1.
Yeah. So he probably has 4 or 5 guys.
Because you know exactly how, you don't know how it's going to fall.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden one team could make a trade someone trades up for a quarterback. Well, then all of a sudden, boom, a player's gone that you thought was going to be there. Or whatever. Or they take your guy.
And free agency could change your game plan to some degree. Mm-hmm. Maybe you have 2 guys of equal value, but because of free agency, you lean towards one guy over the other. The point is, you shouldn't say, I don't think it makes sense to say, it's trending towards the Browns taking an offensive lineman. this early in the process. I just don't think anybody's got that information.
Well,
and by the way,
based
the
on the
scouts, the Brown scouts saying whatever, that doesn't matter. Andrew Berry is ultimately making the pick.
Sure.
So it only matters in the end what he wants to do.
So once again, I think you just proved my point. Based on the information we have right now.
Okay, fine.
It does seem to be trending that direction. There will be new information, material changes after free agency bowl, where maybe the Browns sign 2 receivers in free agency, and it feels like they're out of play for a Carnell Tatum, a Kyle Lemon, a Jordan Tyson at 6. Yeah. Or they sign Rasheed Walker to a $20 million contract to be your left tackle. Probably not taking a left tackle at 6 if they sign Rasheed Walker, and they just traded for Titus Howard. So we'll have new information at that point,
again,
to make a determination.
I'll just let it go. But I don't think what's how you say his name? Mayaga?
Zach Jackson was on yesterday, gave us a pronunciation guide. There's an N in there. Maui and go.
Okay.
You're not the person to ask about
no,
this.
Yeah,
no, you're the wrong person. You're right.
It's not.
But I don't think the Brown. I mean, he doesn't seem to make much sense. He's a right tackle. You just traded for a right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you're drafting a tackle at 6, he's got to be a left tackle.
I'm over the moving positions on these guys. Like, he's right tackle, but he can play left. So, okay, how about we just go get the best left tackle?
Monroe Freeling is the best natural left tackle.
Yeah.
Because even Spencer Fano, who was it Brugler who had Fano?
Yeah.
He's a right tackle too. Now he played left tackle 1 year and then moved to right tackle, but had his
because obviously he was better at right tackle.
Had his 2 All-American years at right tackle.
Exactly. So
Freeling has only played left tackle.
So I just don't like we didn't think Mason Graham was being drafted by the Browns last year.
No.
We talked all these things and we thought they might take a quarterback and this and that, and none of us thought Mason Graham. We probably had these same conversations. It's trending this way. It's going to be. We have no idea.
Well, we had offense. We didn't even look at the defensive.
Exactly.
Players. We had one, and we're actually going to do this topic tomorrow. But we had one topic last year, which was of the blue chips or any of these guys. And I went back and looked because we may play a little bit tomorrow. Are any of these perennial blue chippers who were consensus in that top tier by all the different services? Would you take them at 2 based off best player available? And Mason Graham was in that conversation. We spent, no joke, like 14 seconds on Mason Graham.
Yeah.
G. Bush was like, defensive tackle, no. You were like, no.
Yeah.
Who else on the show? It was Tyvis. It was you 3. Tyvis is like, Michigan, no. Like that was the whole. And tomorrow we're gonna do the blue chippers in this class because there's 3. It's Jeremiah Love, Caleb Downs, and Sonny Styles are the consensus. It doesn't matter who you're looking at. Like those are the top 3. None of them play premium positions. And none of them necessarily play a position that the Browns are in desperate need of.
Yeah.
But we'll dive into that tomorrow. But none of the offensive linemen, none of the receivers, none of the quarterbacks even fit that premium mold that you'd want with a top 6 pick. Doesn't mean they can't be good players, but
you say that, but there's going to be a wide receiver that ends up being a great player.
100%.
There's going to be probably another quarterback. Maybe there won't be. But there's probably going to end up being another quarterback in this draft that ends up being a good player.
There's going to be up to 7 tackles drafted in the first round. Offensive tackles.
So
one of those 7 is going to turn out to be a damn good player. Probably 2 or 3 of them based off the track record of drafting that position that high in the draft.
And Andrew Berry's track record
is not great at that. Yeah. So whether they're labeled premium guys going in or not, they better get it right, regardless of where they're picking.
Yeah. All right, Anthony, what do you got for us?
Guys, we're going to stick with the Browns for a little bit, but if you want some more Cavs coverage, which we'll get back to them later in the show, me and Mike are going to record an Ultimate Cavs show here after today's show. Mike, you want to give the people a little bit of a preview of what we're going to be talking about?
Yeah. We're going to go live around 1:30, 1:45-ish, give or take. It'll be me, Anthony, and a Cavs friend we're going to bring into the show to figure out what Evan Mobley's best role on offense is, how the Cavs can best utilize Mr. Mobley as they continue to evolve into the James Harden era. And then we're going to talk about just some playoff matchups, who the Cavs do match up well against, who they don't, who scares us the most. We'll dive into all that coming up live today, live on the YouTube page around 1:30, 1:45-ish, give or take.
Wonderful. All right, guys, we are going to be talking about some free agents now instead of mock drafts. SI put out their top 50, and the Browns have been connected to Rasheed Walker, Travis Kelce, and Elijah Vera Tucker. So I want to ask you guys if you have any want for any of those 3.
I mean, Travis Kelce? Of course I'd want Travis Kelce.
For sure.
Why would he? I mean, we know what the only reason he come here is because obviously he's from Cleveland.
Right.
But is he going to leave the Chiefs to play 1 year here?
Real quick.
I was shocked when I saw this.
So did you see the article itself?
No, because I had to kept
double
making me
take
try
it.
to sign in.
Yeah.
So Sports Illustrated has gone so far. It's gone
Yeah.
so far down.
Yeah.
Basically, they ranked their top 50 free agents.
Yeah.
And said best fits.
Yeah.
And best fits in teams interested or teams who should be interested, and gave the projected contract that the player would get. So the Browns were in their best fits or teams who should be interested for those three players. That's why those three came up out of the list.
Right, Travis. If the Browns signed Kyler Murray and were really trying to win this year, then trying to go after Travis Kelce would make a lot of sense. I can't way he's going to leave Kansas City. I
think it's an easy. Would you do it? Yes.
Yeah.
Will it happen? No, unless I don't see
I'd be
any
shocked.
where he leaves. Yeah,
I'd be shocked.
But Dustin, you would do it in a heartbeat
100%,
too, right?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And it makes some sense. I mean, like, if he's thinking about retiring, which he obviously is, he's been in the league for how many years now?
Yeah, a while.
Long time.
13 years or whatever it is.
That was the projected contract. By
I mean,
the way.
he's still.
It'd probably be cool for
good.
him to be able to say he played for the Browns. And I know he's a Chief through and through, that whole thing,
Yeah.
but like he still loves Cleveland.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
It would be awesome if Travis Kelce. I mean, what's funny is last year was his worst year ever, and that's better than any year David Njoku ever had.
Pull up the stats again, real quick, Ant. But last year,
He still played the whole season, didn't he?
yeah, I think he had. I mean,
Can you see that again? There we go.
non-traditional Travis. He had more yards and touchdowns than Harold Fannin, I think, and it's not a knock on Harold Fannin, but
No, this guy's a Hall of Famer.
Look at how we talked about Harold Fannin's rookie season and how much hype and promise.
Right, Travis
he had for what
Kelce's
he
played
could
with Patrick Mahomes.
do. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
But yeah, the
from
point
a pure
is,
number standpoint, that's Kelce's worst year, which was better than Fannin, and we have the highest of high expectations for what Fannin could develop into based off what we saw as a rookie, which was not as good as year 16 or whatever it is for Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
I would take it in a heartbeat. If he would want to come to Cleveland, 1 year, $10 million, in a heartbeat.
Who are the other guys? Elijah Vera Tucker's an offensive lineman.
He did not play last year for the Jets.
Yeah.
Was hurt. Former first-round pick out of USC. Was drafted as a tackle, got moved into guard. When he's been healthy, he's been very good.
Yeah.
The issue is it's a gigantic when. You see the 2024 grades? It's because he didn't play in 2025.
Right.
He's a guy, if your coaching staff and your training staff believe you can get the best out of Elijah Vera Tucker in terms of health, whatever the injuries he's had in the
what's
past,
he going to cost?
the projection was 1 year, $10 million.
So what's a no-brainer?
And once again, another.
I mean, the guy you traded,
heartbeat.
he's better than the guy you traded for, and you gave
Just
up,
can't stay healthy, yeah.
and you paid him more money, and you gave up a draft pick. So
Yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat once
yeah,
again.
that makes
in a
sense.
heartbeat.
And then who was the third player?
Rasheed Walker, the left tackle.
Oh, yeah.
And this projected contract was 4 for $80, so $20 million a year.
So you're already paying. So that'd be $50 million for this year for 3 offensive linemen. Listen, if you do that, I mean, they have the money. They could do it with all these restructures.
They could find the money, yeah.
You would drastically change the offensive line. I mean, in theory, if you sign Wallace,
Yep.
you sign Elijah Vera Tucker. He's playing left guard, right?
Walker, not Wallace. Walker.
Walker.
Yeah.
Walker's playing left tackle. Vera Tucker, does he play left guard or right guard?
I think he's played more right guard, but I'm sure.
Whatever.
He could
You
go
play
back.
him at right guard. The guy you traded for yesterday is playing right tackle. You use Whippler at center, and then you only need
You draft someone in the second, third, fourth round as an interior
you
offensive
draft
lineman.
another guard, and you would dramatically change your offensive line overnight. And then in theory, you use the first round pick on a wide receiver. You could still draft 2 offensive linemen and 2 wide receivers with your first 4 picks, in theory.
Yeah.
It would also open the possibility, something we're going to talk about tomorrow, of just taking the best player available, which is probably a defensive player, and making his strength even stronger. I do listen. To me, I'm only doing all these moves if I'm either signing Kyler Murray or convinced that Malik Willis is going to be a star and I'm signing him. Because if I'm going into the season with we'll see what happens with Shador, or we're going to sign some other slappy veteran who's not any good, I don't see the point of bringing in all these other guys, especially older guys. But if you sign Kyler Murray, that means you're going for it.
Yeah.
To me. And then do all that. Let's go. Because if you could dramatically improve the offensive line and improve the wide receiving core, again, tough chore. But if you can do that, if Kyler Murray plays to his best ability, the Browns could definitely be a playoff team next year.
1,000%.
That's a lot of ifs, but it's definitely possible, right?
1,000%. Yeah, for sure. I mean, they could have been a playoff team last year if they had better quarterback play.
That's true.
And they didn't have anybody at receiver really to throw. Excuse me. You got to think that Jerry Jeudy would step his game up.
He'd be better. He'll be better next
Fannon's going to be better.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Judkins is going to be fine by the beginning of the season.
He's going to be fine, yeah. I mean, dude, don't get me too excited.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. Yeah. You could even go really crazy, draft Jeremiah Love, have a backfield with 2 stud running backs, draft a wide receiver at 26, a guard in the second round. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. The Browns and Andrew Berry at the Combine, and once again, Andrew Berry's a professional liar. Every general manager, every coach is professional. I know we just talked about the information they're giving out.
Yes.
Like, they are professional liars. And he said, we're not going to be hyper-aggressive in free agency. We think we're still a year away from getting into that. Spend a lot of money to kind of improve the roster mode, which you could read into that however you want. The reality is, if you go get a player like a Kyler Murray, or a Malik
which in the end, I don't think they're going to. But if they did, that would change the plan.
It changes everything that Andrew Berry has said to this point. Now, if they're going to go through 2026 as a developmental year, let Todd Monken get his hands on the young players on the team and figure out, hey, who do I believe in? Who do I think has potential? Who do I think can reach the level we need to play at competitive football for a consistent basis, not just in a one-game off scenario? Then I don't think spending a ton of money in free agency outside of the offensive line makes a ton of sense. You can invest in the offensive line, and I don't love Rasheed Walker for whatever it's worth. I was reading some stuff on him. I don't know if he's worth $20 million.
He's not. Well, I mean, but you pay the other guy $20 million, the right?
I don't know if Tytus Howard's worth $20 million.
He's not worth $20 million.
So my point is that's the going rate. I don't know if that's the best use of investments, but you need to start because you can't flip an offensive line in 1 year. So that's the one position group where I would like to see some investment.
Yeah.
Maybe not $20 million for a player, but if there's a guard that's a little cheaper, like finding somewhere in free agency to improve, because whether it's this year, whether it's next year, whether it's Shador, whether it's a 2027 quarterback, whether it's Kyler Murray, whether it's Malik Willis, whoever it is, they're not going to succeed behind the current iteration of the Browns' offensive line. Why? Because it doesn't exist. They don't have guys under contract, so you're not going to find 5 new starters in one offseason. You can build the foundation with a Tytus Howard for the next couple of years. Yeah. Someone else you sign. Like, that's the avenue I think the Browns should pursue with the most aggressiveness in free agency. The Travis Kelce, you're not bringing him in unless you get a quarterback.
Unless you're
getting Kyler Murray.
And again, it's a long shot that he would come here, but if he really thought he had a chance to win, maybe who knows what's going on inside his head? You never know. Maybe he wants to play at home for 1 year.
I do like the idea of Elijah Vera Tucker, though, in all seriousness.
Yeah, he makes a lot of sense, especially at $10 million.
Yeah, and I would try to lock him up for. I know, once again, I know it's risky, but
but you wouldn't have to give him any guaranteed money beyond year one.
The way they could finagle it, but like when he's played, he's been really good.
Yeah,
and I think he's a 12th pick for the Jets a couple of years ago. Like, he was a high pick, came out of USC, was a highly regarded prospect.
Yeah.
Just staying on the field's been his issue. If they can get him to stay on the field on a consistent basis, like, he's a plug-and-play, very good guard with the versatility to play outside if he needs to. And with Tytus Howard, who has played multiple positions on the offensive line, that just gives you 2 chess pieces to put your best 5-man line out there without necessarily penciling everyone into a specific position. You can't mix and match. So whether DeJuan Jones maybe kicks inside to guard at some point, whether he's healthy enough to play.
I think you have to treat DeJuan Jones.
I'm just saying when you're looking at how the Browns can create their best 5 offensive linemen, you have 2 moving pieces if you were to sign Vera Tucker and Tytus Howard that have the versatility and flexibility to allow you to get your best 5-man unit out there.
Yeah. I mean, I think you signed Tytus Howard because he's going to play right tackle.
I'm just saying, he played more guard last year than he did tackle.
Yeah.
And that was because injuries on their line necessitated.
But he is a right tackle. I mean, they're going to play him at right tackle. I'd be shocked if they didn't play him there.
But yeah, Elijah Vera Tucker makes a lot of sense. It does. What else was in? Is there anything else interesting in this article? I didn't.
Let me see if I can get through the 38 different.
How many ads you got to close?
Hold on. So please filibuster for a second.
You know, in terms of like, where did they have Malik Willis going? Do you remember?
If you give me 1 sec, I'll pull it up.
I think
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, if Jeff Hafley, who was obviously their OC, liked him that much, you'd think he'd want to bring him into Miami.
Do we know, is Waddle going to be on the move this summer?
There were rumors about it, but I don't know. If you're the Dolphins, there were rumors about Waddle and A-Chain getting traded, but they're your 2 best skill players. Why would you trade them?
Yeah.
Full rebuild?
I mean, those are young players. I'd rather sign them to extensions and build around them.
Right, they're already established good players that you
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, trading those guys doesn't make any sense unless, they're bad locker room guys.
Waddle's not. I don't know. I don't know about H. He doesn't seem like he's a bad guy. Yeah.
Negative about him. Go ahead.
All right, give me a play. They had Trey Hendrickson as the number 1 rated free agent.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, I heard.
Tampa, the Colts, and the Patriots were the 3 possible landing spots. 3 years, $105 million.
I was surprised the Bengals didn't franchise tag him again.
Me too.
But I think it was time for him to move on, and I think there's a chance Trey Hendrickson goes completely off a cliff, but because he didn't have a good year this past year. But anyway, go ahead.
Tyler Linderbaum, number 2.
Yeah.
Ravens, Giants, Chargers as potential landing spots. 4 for $84.
Yeah.
Alec Pierce, the number 3 free agent.
He's the number 3 free agent? The hell's he done?
Not sure. Colts, Commanders, 3 for $75, so $25 per.
3 for $75 for Alec Pierce?
Malik Willis, number 4.
Yeah.
Cardinals, Jets, top 2 landing spots for them, 2 for $60. Some other names, Jalen Phillips, 3 for $55.
All right. Well,
Rasheed Walker was their 8th ranked free agent, by the way, the tackle.
Yeah, I mean, most really good players do not get to free agency.
Yeah.
Well, isn't Kenneth Walker going to be a free agent?
Yeah, they have 3 for $39 for Kenneth Walker.
Where do they have him going? Guess.
The Giants.
That makes no sense. You have Scadaboo and Tracy. I know he's better than those guys.
Scadaboo might miss a little bit of the season. He's coming off that.
I like Tracy.
You trust Scadaboo? That guy's
he
wants to run his head into
I don't know, I like
brick
Tyrone
wall.
Tracy, but whatever.
He's a good player, but dude,
Kenneth
Walker
is
special.
He is. But you'd think there'd be a team more desperate for a running back.
So, other guys we mentioned with the Browns, sorry to cut you off. Romeo Dobbs.
We've talked about him before.
3 for $57. Would you do that?
3 for $57?
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, that's $20 million, $19 million a year for a third receiver.
Rashid Shaheed, 2 for $30.
Wow, he's going to get through. I don't know.
These
I shouldn't even get the cap's going way up.
The money's going up. Dude.
Yeah. I like Shaheed. We've talked about him with the Browns too.
We'll do something else. David Edwards was one of the guards we mentioned.
Oh yeah, right.
3 for $48.
Wasn't he on the Ravens or no? Patriots.
Bills.
I got it wrong both cases.
3 for $48.
This money's just outrageous.
Man, good for them.
God, I picked the wrong time to be born.
Oh man.
Jermaine Illuminor.
I didn't pick it.
Another tackle, 2 for $32.
Yeah.
So you're paying, $16 million for.
Yeah, again, remember the cap's.
No, I'm just saying that's the
shot
going
up.
price. Yeah.
The cap's gone up $100 million in the last 4 years.
Isaiah Likely, what do you think for Isaiah Likely?
2 for 30, based on these numbers.
3 for 35.
Oh, 3 for 35. Okay.
So that's the going price for these guys.
What do they got Njoku on there? Is he even a top 50?
He was number 40. I saw he was number 49.
Oh, okay. What do they got
shoot, I gotta scroll it back.
Boy.
Give me one. I got this.
Yeah.
Njoku 2 for 20.
Okay.
$10 million. So same annual average value.
After his performance last year, that's good for him if he gets that.
Yeah. How does he get 2 for 20 and Kelsey 1 for 10? I understand in terms. What's that?
Isn't Kelsey older?
But who cares?
Right, but
in terms of
Kelsey may only play a year.
Right, but I just mean in terms of the average money.
It is the same. Yeah, the average money's the same.
You're going to pay David Njoku the same amount of money as Travis Kelsey?
Kelsey's better than Njoku.
Way better.
There's no question about that.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Anthony. What do we got?
All right, guys, we're going back to the Cavs. And before we do, I want to remind everybody that you can experience Charge basketball at Public Hall this season. The Cleveland Charge, the NBA G League affiliate for the Cavaliers, are back in action for their 5th season in Cleveland. Charge alumni like Sam Merrill and Naquan Tomlin, and two-way players like Oliver Sarr and Tristan Ananuma now show the NBA G League is the home for future stars in the NBA. Join the Charge for WNBA night on Friday, March 6th at 7. We'll celebrate the return of the WNBA to Cleveland by honoring the past and future of women's basketball in Cleveland. Tickets are on sale now at clevelandcharge.com.
Man, I want to be the play-by-play voice for the women WNBA team. I've been talking about this forever. Can we do it? Can we make this happen? Who is in charge of this?
Have you ever done basketball play-by-play?
Absolutely.
Have you?
Did 8 years of college basketball.
Really?
I think you'd be good, actually. I do.
I didn't know.
I love it. I actually think, even though I know baseball and football better than basketball, when I did play-by-play, I thought it was my best sport.
I had no idea. How did I know that?
I did 8 years of Division III basketball, and I did 2 Division I games, LIU Brooklyn.
No way. Huh. Who knew?
Men's and women's basketball I did. Both. I love doing play-by-play.
Never done. I've done color for basketball. Never done play-by-play.
I wonder where they'll go with that job.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Are you going on Friday? Maybe you'll find some people there, Bull.
I need to get in the mix. I don't know how to do it. I need to find out. Who's in charge? Is it?
They're owned by the Cavs, right?
Yeah.
So,
They're owned by the Cavs, yeah. I mean,
I need to find out who's in charge.
I can
We
tell
need
you,
to get Sarah Jameson back here and have her hire
Does Dave
me.
still work for them?
I don't know. Dave
Dambrot.
Yeah, I think I reached out to him once and never heard back.
Okay.
He must hate me or something. I don't know.
I don't think he hates you.
All right. What are we talking about?
We got to ask the question.
Oh, yeah.
Are the Cavs soft? We've asked it a million times, but after the trades for Harden, Ellis, and Schroeder, are they still soft? We were talking about their matching physicality for Detroit these last two matchups.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Are they
Dustin,
still soft?
what do you think?
Are the Cavs soft?
Are they still soft, or have they changed?
They're not one ply anymore.
Okay.
They're like two ply.
All right. Not quite three ply.
No, I mean they're not like the.
They improved their
what's the real soft stuff? They're not Charmin.
Yeah.
They're not Charmin soft.
Yeah.
But they're still a little soft.
They're not quite like prison toilet paper.
I feel like because Jared Allen stepped his game up a little more and is being a little bit more assertive.
Yeah.
With Harden and Ellis and Schroeder, those two guys specifically have added a little bit of juice to the team. They're playing harder, I think. I think last night was a great example of a team that, like a soft team doesn't win that game.
That's true.
So yeah. I can't say they're soft. I say that they're not the most hard-nosed team in the game. I mean, they're not the Pistons with Bill Laimbeer. You know what I mean? But they're certainly not the most finesse team we've ever seen.
Mike.
So here's a couple ways to look at this question. And I think it's first and foremost worth mentioning that whatever they do in the regular season could all crumble if they don't do it in the playoffs. Yeah. And we can say they've shed the soft label because what we saw last night against Detroit, what we saw on Friday against Detroit, even in the loss, what we saw last Wednesday against, or last Tuesday against the Knicks, where they were the more physical team against a high-caliber playoff team. And none of it will matter in the end if they come out and they don't play like this in the playoffs. So I understand that's the caveat around this whole conversation. If we agree, like, they have to prove it in the playoffs. However, softness, toughness, it's more of a mentality than a physical thing. And I think from a mental standpoint, the swap of DeAndre Hunter and Darius Garland for Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder, and James Harden has changed the entire complexion and mental makeup of this team. You can hear it in the way they talk. We talk about belief in yourself, right? Before these trades, the Cavs were saying the right things. Donovan Mitchell was saying the right things. Jared Allen, they were saying what you wanted to hear. It's a process. We're not worried by the early disappointing results. It'll all come back to how we want it to get to at a certain point. But even being 3 feet away from them, asking them those questions, you didn't always believe what they said. And now, for whatever reason, after these deals, they're saying it with a different bravado and a different confidence, a different aura, that they believe what they're actually saying. And when you believe what you're saying, it goes out and it translates onto the court. Detroit's a physical basketball team, and last night the Cavs were the more physical team. On Friday against Detroit, without James Harden, without Donovan Mitchell, they were the more physical team. And you know who some of the guys that were the catalyst in turning that around? Schroeder and Ellis. And they come, and we talked about Ellis earlier, the frenetic energy he plays with on the defensive end of the court, that brings and rises everyone else's energy around. Dennis Schroeder's a pain in the butt. Dean Wade, in his first game, when they acquired Schroeder, we talked to Dean Wade. I'm using this word for word from Dean. Dennis is a pain in the ass. I'm glad he's on my team now, so I don't have to play against him. Yeah, I think they're on the right trajectory to becoming a tough team. They're certainly tougher than they were before. I'm not ready to just completely erase the soft label until they prove it to me in the playoffs, but they're certainly trending in the right direction. The stock is up on their toughness scale, and I think a big reason is the new guys they've acquired.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you guys have said. Ultimately, you can't shed the label till you prove you're not soft when it matters.
Yes.
But they've shown a level of toughness recently that they hadn't showed in the past. However, I don't think we were calling them soft during the regular season last year, were we? I don't think so.
I think since they got punked by the Knicks in that playoffs, JB's last playoffs.
We kept saying they had a lot to prove, but we weren't When they were winning almost every game last year, we were not talking about them being soft because we had convinced ourselves that they would be a different team in the playoffs last year. We were giving them the benefit of the doubt, and since last year's playoffs, we've just said they're soft. The regular season doesn't matter; they're soft.
They're soft against the Pacers.
100%. So now they're playing clearly. The chemistry on this team has changed. The new guys have made a huge difference. I think Jalen Tyson made a huge difference.
Yes.
He didn't have
Yes.
It wasn't enough by himself, but him now in combo with the new guys they've brought in has changed the level. However, as you said, Mike, this is all about mental toughness. And we're going to find out how mentally tough they are when they face adversity in the postseason. Whether that's in the first round or whatever it is, they will face adversity at some point in the postseason. And then we're going to find out if this team is now really tough, or at least tougher than they've been in the past. Until that happens in the postseason, we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
I think we all agree it's trending in the right direction. They seem tougher than they've been in the past. But there's still a little part of you that's like, well, okay, I like the way it's going now, but I like the way it was going last year, and it all fell apart.
And I think toughness is contagious in a way. Like if you're
Sure.
you're at a bar, right?
Yeah.
And someone's talking smack and whatever, they're bumping into you, and you turn around, and you're like, he does it again, I'm gonna swing on this person, right?
Yeah.
And you turn around, it's just you, and the guy's bigger than you. Like, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, right.
But if I was with you and Dustin at a bar and someone's
Yeah.
doing that, got a little more confidence because I got guys behind me that if things go bad, I got two guys I'm ready to go to war with. And I'm telling you, Schroeder's like that. You want to go to war with Schroeder on your side, not on the other side. Keon Ellis is like that. Jalen Tyson's like that. Thomas Bryant, who we haven't given any mention to yet, is like that. Those four, and James Harden obviously is a guy you much rather. I know he has his playoff shortcomings and all that, but toughness has never been a question with James Harden.
Yeah.
Those guys being behind some of the Evan Mobleys and the Jared Allens and them knowing, if push comes to shove, like, these guys are on my side now, I think just gives them an extra level of, all right, yeah, screw it, I'm here. Let's do it. Let's rock. You want to scrap? Let's go scrap. Because I got these guys behind me now. And I just think it's contagious. And you can just feel, and I'm telling you, I know locker room vibes were awesome last year. It didn't matter. It didn't matter.
But it's been a noticeable difference from pre-trade, post-trade.
Night and day difference.
Yeah.
And even some of the guys that aren't, like, super vocal and have that bravado energy, like, you can tell they're coming into their own. They're more comfortable in their role. They're more comfortable in their position. And I think that does matter. I think those are the things that do matter.
Did James Harden speak yesterday at all about how the injury, like, because he had a lot of turnovers yesterday, like, did that
He just didn't talk. Cavs give people media nights off, so they don't have to do it every game. Last night was a scheduled Harden night off, so he just didn't speak last night.
Yeah.
So.
How's he been? I mean, in the locker room.
Really.
Have you talked to him?
He's done 3 media sessions. Real personable.
Get the sense he's happy to be here. Happy-ish to be here.
You know what? He's so deadpan, straightforward, like serious. I haven't gotten any indication either way that he's happy to be here or he hates it here. But he answers every question, like, full answer. It's not one word. He just seems all about the business.
Does he see? Yeah. So that's a good response. Does he seem like early in his career? He seemed like a very mature and
very mature.
Like now, it seems like he's almost like a coach on the floor, a little bit in a lot of ways.
Kenny said, was it pregame this game or last?
His basketball IQ is off the charts.
Kenny said he's one of the smartest players he's ever coached, and he's asking James on a regular basis, what do you want to do in these situations? Because football and basketball coaching is a little different, right? When you're on the court, things are happening so fast. It's not like every play is called. When you're on the court, you can see stuff that Kenny can't see from the opposite end of the court on the bench, right? Like they have the replay, they can go back. So he's asking, hey, James, we just ran this. What'd you see? Did he slip? Did he show? Like, he gave him a half step. What do you want to do? And he's relying on James Harden to essentially be an assistant coach in a way. But all the young guys, you can tell so James sits next to Naquan, Craig Porter Jr. They have the open two-way spot. They just signed Olivier Sarr, so there was an open locker yesterday. But those guys come over. James talks to them for a little bit after the game. Then James does his stuff. Very, very businesslike. Very businesslike. Nice. But certainly has not been anything that would be in bad taste by any means thus far.
I like that.
And he's big as hell. Like,
is he?
His shoulders like yay wide. Like
what position would he play in football? If you saw him in the Browns locker room, you'd be like, he's
tight end.
Really?
He's like built like Njoku. I'm serious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because he's tall. He's like 6'5", like, and his shoulders are.
Yeah.
Big dude.
Yeah, you don't think of him being that big, but for a football player, he would be very big.
Right. Well, that's what I
He's
said.
got to be
Tyson.
6.
Yeah.
What is he? 6'4", 6'5"?
He's like 6'5", yeah. But he's like.
But he's thick.
Yeah. He's,
basketball players, especially if they play guard, you never think these guys are that tall.
I know.
I mean, he'd be one of the tallest guys on the football field.
I know. You think, especially like Steph Curry, you're like, oh, he's tiny.
Like if you put James Harden, you split him out wide, and had Denzel go cover him, he'd get he would tower over top of Denzel Ward.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, Jalen Tyson's the same size as Megatron was.
Really?
6'5", 220.
Yeah, right.
Like
Damn, man. For whatever reason, he didn't look that big.
Right.
Jalen Tyson's big. Stand next to.
Well, I haven't stood next to him yet, but but if we draft him, I will. Man, he's a big dude, huh?
No. Jalen, not Jordan. Jordan.
How tall is Jordan?
6'2".
Okay.
Jalen's 6. Jalen stopped playing football.
Jalen is like me.
Because he got tall.
Okay.
And he said they kept coming for my knees because I was too tall.
Yeah.
He's making more money playing basketball.
Real quick on the toughness thing. Dustin, your experiences in different locker rooms. Did you know when a team was tough versus when it wasn't tough?
Yeah.
What was the giveaway from a player standpoint when a team was tough versus not?
Oh, I mean, I just think that the team responds to the veterans and the leaders on the team. And it's almost like it doesn't really have to be that the team, you just sort of get pushed around a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it's probably a little different in football. I play defense, right? So it's easier to see when a defense is soft because, teams can run the ball at will on you, and then when they can do that, then they can pretty much do everything else that they want. And when you're just getting bullied on defense, then you sort of feel like there's nothing you can do. And as a football player, there's 10 other guys on the field with you, so you're like, well, I can only do so much. It's tough. It definitely translates across the board when you're getting your ass kicked, essentially.
So you said that real quick.
Yeah.
I think toughness in any sport is when you can impose your will on another team, right?
Yeah.
Last night, and this is why I think the Cavs trending in the right direction. If you go back to the fourth quarter, crunch time, I don't know the exact time. Let's say from like 6 minutes to about 2 minutes. And I'm not sure if any of these will be in here. Kenny said after the game they ran the same play 8 straight times.
Oh, well, what's wrong with that?
Because they couldn't stop it.
And he said, James said, hey, the way they're guarding this, we're going to get a good look every time.
Yeah.
Let's make them stop it.
They couldn't.
Didn't stop it. And they didn't make a shot every time, obviously. But they ran the same little – it's all window dressing to get James Harden in a pick and roll on the left side of the court.
Right.
8 straight times down the stretch they ran that play. The Cavs imposed their will on Detroit. And the one thing we said about Detroit going in, we know their offense is iffy. They don't have to play. They're tough. They're a tough team. And the Cavs were able to impose their will down the stretch. And they forced Detroit to play their style, not them playing to Detroit style. I think that is a tangible way to look at toughness in the NBA.
But ultimately, more than any other sport, the NBA is so much different in the postseason.
Yes, 100%.
The way you prepare, it's so different. So we look for statement wins and all this stuff, and I just don't think much of it matters.
No, I'm just.
You're going to prepare differently. Guys are going to play differently. Guys are going to get minutes differently once we get to the postseason. All right. Ready to go to Arizona here shortly. We'll go to Arizona and talk with Tim Stebbins. Tim, last year was his first year, I believe, right? Or is this year his first year?
He just texted me, so I got to send him a new link. So hold on.
Okay.
A sec.
Tim Stebbins replaced Mandy Bell. Mandy left the Guardians, and he is the new MLB.com Guardians beat reporter. Guardians don't have a huge beat. Obviously, you got Zach Meisel. You got Paul Hoynes. Is that it? And Tim. I think is there one other person that I'm not thinking of? I don't know.
It's been so long since I've been in the daily radio game where we're bringing on all the local beat guys.
Beat reporters, I know. Yeah, the Cavs don't have much of a beat either.
As far as the daily travelers,
right?
It's just Fedor.
He's the only one that goes on the road, right? That's sad.
Close road games. A few other people will go.
And
when they were in Detroit on Friday, I know Danny Cunningham made the trip. Jackson Flickinger made the trip. Few guys did, but on a daily.
Those are guys who are mostly independent contractors.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
But there are many.
Well, I mean, Tim.
Post-game road trips.
At least for the Guardians, Zach travels. I don't know if Hoynesy's still traveling all the time, sometimes. And Tim, as from MLB.com, will travel, I assume. But
Well, I just sent him a new link, so Andy should be hopping in any second.
Yeah. Anyway.
While we wait for him to hop in, I do have some super chats if you guys want to do that.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So the first one comes from Beautifully. It says Arizona was 3-14 with Kyler, who had better O-line and average receivers, but somehow he will give you 10 games. Epic reach.
His examples are meaningless. We didn't say they would definitely win 10 games with Kyler Murray. Did anybody say that?
No, we said that they would have a chance to be a playoff team.
Yeah, a better chance than with the current quarterback.
Well, I don't think they have any chance right now.
You could always
point.
Oh,
hold on. Yeah. Big trade in the NFL.
Oh.
The Chiefs are sending all-pro cornerback Trent McDuffie to the Rams.
Yeah.
For a 29th pick in the draft.
Wow. All right. Not that exciting, but it's interesting.
Well, Chiefs are going to get an extra first-round pick.
Yeah, Chiefs now have two.
Right.
It was a first and a third. Next year's third.
Yeah. All right, so there you go, NFL trade. Let's go down to Arizona, bring in Tim Stebbins from MLB.com. Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, we're just going to bring Tim right in here. No read today. What's up, Tim? It's good to have you.
What's up, Tim?
Hey, guys. How's it going? Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, good to have you with us, Tim. What's the general vibe from Guardians camp at this point? Like, what's the storylines that you're looking at, most importantly?
It's a good question. I mean, there's a lot going on. I think start with the collection of young hitters, I mean, it seems like there's a lot of competition all throughout the roster. So it seems like each day you have at least a couple of guys in the starting lineup that you're paying attention to and trying to see what they're doing. And, obviously spring training results aren't the be all end all, but given how many guys there are in the mix for these spots, like you do want to see how they perform in these games. So that's definitely fun.
Tim, how has Stephen Kwan looked in center field in his short stints thus far? His transition from left to center is something I got my eye on. And trying to find some of these highlights of him there is quite difficult. But I know you're there, so please give me all the insight into the Stephen Kwan center field transition we can get.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny because the first game out there, he had no fly balls hit to him. It was 4 base hits. And the first thing that game that I saw was, he has a good arm. We know he has a good first step. And there was a play where he fielded a single and got the ball in and held a runner from trying to score. So that stood out to me. Yesterday, he looked a little disappointed in himself on a line drive hit to his right into the right center field. I guess that's his left. It's the right center field gap. And it was just out of his reach, and he looked kind of upset at himself that he didn't get to it. But I don't think it was a routine catch by any means. And then he followed that up by chasing a ball that was hit pretty shallow and making kind of a shoestring catch in traffic with Rocchio and Juan Brito out there. So I think he's looked fine. I mean, I played center field for a lot of his professional and even his collegiate career. He played at Oregon State. He played in the minor league. So I think right now what we're seeing is just kind of a reacquainting to that process, but nothing has stood out in a negative way, I would say. I think it's been rather smooth so far.
And it's better for the team, Tim. I mean, like you don't want to play Chase Slaughter in center field. He already got a little dinged up already, and it's just better to have Chase Slaughter in a corner outfield spot. What's the latest with him? I know he's getting back in the lineup. It was just a minor setback he had, which is good. But obviously, this guy's missed a ton of time over 3 years in the minors. How confident are we that he's healthy and that he will make the opening day roster?
Yeah, those are two interesting things. I don't want to say different things, two interesting things. I think the physical side is just right in line with what they've kind of forecasted all winter. Like they said it several times, they were going to be mindful of his workload. They wanted to be thoughtful about it just because, like you said, the time he's missed in recent years. I do think this thing we saw with the lower leg soreness, tightness, like that was precautionary, and it's right in line with what they forecasted. And I think in that sense he's A-okay right now. But the opening day roster, like there's a lot of options out there. So I think based on how he's hitting, especially, we see like you've got to have that guy on the opening day roster. But given the number of candidates they have out there, like I guess we'll see how that all boils out. But I think he's, when healthy, like one of your best outfield candidates. So I would think he has a great chance to be on the opening day roster.
Tim, just looking at this team going into the year, I mean, we know their history. They've always had great pitching. They play good defense, but they struggle at the plate and they struggle to produce offense. Do you think that they have enough offense to compete for this division? Can they get more home runs out of this lineup?
That's what we're looking to find out, right? I mean, they're giving a lot of runway to these young players, these returning players who they're looking to see take the next step. So there's maybe some variance there, right? Like what can you get out of the young guys? What can you get out of the returning guys? I think if you get a couple of the returnees and or these guys who we saw debut down the stretch last year, like DeLauder, Valera, CJ Capis, like there is some talent here, but it's a matter of kind of harnessing it, unlocking it. And that's going to, I think, dictate what we see from the offense, because we know Stephen Kwan at the top's one of the best table setters in baseball. Jose Ramirez in the middle, but it's what you get out of the guys who are returning, like O'Neill or Brian Rocchio, and then the younger talent that is looking to get its first extended stretch in the majors this year with DeLauder and Valera and those guys.
Tim, we had Zach Meisel on last week, and I asked him this question, and he responded with, "Oh, that's an impossible question. What are you doing?" But then he answered. So I'm going to ask you the exact same question. I understand it's almost an impossible question. But here in Cleveland, before the last 2 years, we had kept having the conversation of, we know Myles Garrett's great, but we think there might even be another level to his game, which he unlocked by breaking the single-season sack record this year. We know Jose Ramirez is an all-time great and an elite third baseman in Major League Baseball today. But do you think there's still another level that Jose could possibly reach? And if so, what does that look like in 2026?
That's an impossible question. No, I'm joking.
Well played.
I mean, well, it's a great question. I mean, we saw him come close to 40, right? So, I mean, that is a threshold that we've seen him come close to, and maybe that is the next step. Like, I don't think he has much more to prove by any means, but if we're looking at counting stats, like he's shown that he can get to those rare thresholds, and even in a grand scheme of things, like he could become one of the few guys who's had 400 homers, 400 stolen bases. So I don't know about another level, because day in and day out the guy produces. He's one of the elite talents in baseball. But as far as resume points, like there are maybe thresholds that he's come close to that I think is well in his capabilities to reach, because we've seen him almost do it. And perhaps, like I think it was 2024, he came just close to 40, and it was their last game was rained out, so that was kind of why he didn't get to it. But I think there's things he hasn't done yet that he still could do, and it wouldn't surprise me if he does get there, because every day the guy finds a new way to show how elite of a talent he is in this game.
Yeah, I think Tim, you answered that question perfectly, honestly. I think there are some statistics that he can get to that he hasn't. But in terms of who's the only players, the only non-pitchers, I'll say, that are better than him, that are definitely better than him, are Ohtani and Judge. I mean, is anybody else definitely better than him? I know some would, that if you factor, especially if you factor in defense and base running, I mean, who's definitely, you can make arguments for some guys. You'd rather have Bobby Witt because he's younger and things like that. But right now, I mean, he's behind Judge and Ohtani, and to me, that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, to your point, Bull, he's probably the best player, at least in this generation, that has not won an MVP award, and it's because he's played in a league with Judge and Ohtani. And I know Ohtani's on the Dodgers now, but those guys have been the only thing standing in between him and maybe multiple MVP awards. So I think I'm with you, and Bobby Witt Jr. is a good pull. The shortstop aspect of it, he's all around player as well. But I don't know how many. You said the two guys that I would think are the only ones I would definitively say you would place above Lindsey right now.
And if you factor in contract, well, then it's a whole
different story at that point.
Yeah. But let's talk about Travis Bazzana a little bit. Somebody was asking me this morning, what would be your ultimate Guardians lineup? And I said, well, Travis Bazzana would be in it. Now, I doubt he's going to, even if he has a great camp, I doubt he's going to be with the Major League team to start the season. But I'm hopeful he will be at some point, May or June. How's he looked to you so far, and what are your expectations for him this year?
I would start there. I'm with you, especially if he comes out of the gate with I would expect that he would open with Columbus just because he did not have like more than 25 or 26 games down there last year. So in that sense, it makes sense to give him a little bit more run. But if he comes out of the gate hitting with them, like you're talking, I would think that conversation is going to ramp up, right? Like May, June, because he can help you. I think he's looked good. I mean, before he left for Australia, they were playing the Dodgers, and he hit a home run to pretty much dead center, a little bit to right center. And after the game, he said, "Yeah, I feel like I've just been a bit off on the fastballs, like just off the barrel, and that one was a fastball, and he crushed it." So I think he's kind of getting to a place where he's been looking to this spring before he left for Australia, and the hit tool we know will travel. So I think I'm with you where May, June, like if he's hitting, like he's going to force that conversation, and that he could come up and help these guys.
Tim, earlier in the week we did a discussion on how many All-Stars the Guardians could in theory have in 2026, and I'm not going to tell you the number we settled on because that would defeat the purpose, but when you look at the roster, how many guys do you think could, if all things go right, end up being an All-Star for the Guardians this year?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, the cop-out is at least Ramirez and Quan, you start there, but Cade Smith's someone that comes to mind. Gavin Williams is someone that comes to mind. Tanner Bybee is someone that comes to mind. What does Kyle Manzardo's next step look like after first full season? I mean, he still hit 27 home runs, and I think you can look around, and if you're looking from an optimistic lens, like if these guys kind of hit the max points of production, like they do have a lot of candidates, but it's the same ballpark almost as when you're trying to forecast what this season could look like. Are you going to get somewhere in the middle between the two possibilities of production, or are you going to get somewhere more towards the high end or on the lesser end? So I think I would start with the two for sure, and then it wouldn't surprise me if you get 3, 4, 5 at that point, based on some of the guys that at least wouldn't be surprises as far as like Cade Smith and Gavin Williams and Bybee and those guys.
Tim, where do you see the Guardians, in terms of the actual the division? Can they win the division? They're last in payroll again, and I think they're 29th going into the season out of the 30 teams. I mean, they don't spend, we know that, but it doesn't matter. They have a great pipeline with their young players. They find ways to get it done. Can they compete for the division this year?
Yeah, I mean, you just said it. They find ways to get it done, and like I think my time in this business, even back to when I was in Chicago, that's kind of one of the things that's always been in my mind is for anything. Like I covered the 2022 White Sox when that Cleveland team just came down the stretch and snatched the division away. I would never count against them. Like I think they're always going to be in the mix, and that's something they've proven. They're kind of like Milwaukee in that way in the National League. I think at the very least we know they have a handful plus quality starting pitching options, and that can carry the day for you as a team. And then offensively, it's a matter of what do you get beyond the two guys who are the engines that drive that offense. It's beyond Quan and Ramirez. But look at last year, guys, they were 15 and a half games back, and they did what they do, and they come back. And I think that to me is I'm never going to count against them as at least a possibility of winning the division, because even at their lowest point, they found a way to pull it out last year.
Let's talk about the rotation a little bit. You mentioned, Bybee and Gavin Williams. Bybee had a great end of the season after a shaky season, kind of like the team itself. Gavin Williams had a really good year and a great second half. I'm very high on Joey Cantillo. He's my breakout player on this team. So what do you think of the rotation as a whole?
Yeah, Gavin Williams had I think the only pitchers with a better ERA than him in the second half were Tarek Skubal and Paul Skeens. So that just goes to show you the work he did. And I'm not setting that as the expectation. I don't want to I'm not trying to put that on him, but it shows you what the guy's capable of and the work he did last year. I think Tanner Bybee would say it too, that last year there's more in the tank there, and he even said paraphrasing, but it obviously just didn't go the way he wanted. And I'm with you on Cantillo. I mean, Cantillo was a sub-2 ERA guy in September, and what does the next step look like for him? I think Slade Ciccone, we talked to him this spring. He kind of equated it metaphorically to building a house. Last year was about setting the foundation with a new organization, and now it's just more about some of the maintenance work, with the windows and cleaning the gutters and stuff like that. And then Parker Messick shined down the stretch. Logan Allen was a quality 4th, 5th starter for them. So I think the rotation is something that has the most certainty on this team as far as what you can get out of it. And even when you have the quality options there's layers within that, such as Gavin Williams over a full season, that could help it take it to another level than what we saw in the second half last year.
Daniel Espino, who basically hasn't pitched for 3 years, has looked good so far. At one point, he was their best pitching prospect. He was one of the best pitching prospects in baseball. But like I said, he hasn't pitched him forever. Is he a wild card to be on this team at some point this year? And if so, what role?
Yeah, that's the big question. And to your point, he's had one outing so far, but when you come out, throwing 98 after what he's gone through, like that grabs your attention. I think he's a potential, like, a wild card, and I think provided he stays healthy, which they're going to be very mindful about just given his history, but I think he could impact the big league team, and it is a question of how. Maybe that's given how many starters they have, maybe that is more of a relief role. Maybe that's coming in and giving multiple innings. Maybe it's back end bullpen, but. If he's healthy, man, we know from his pedigree and what he showed before things kind of sidetracked a little bit with injuries that he is a quality pitching option. And I think for them, it is a day-by-day thing right now. Like, they're going to be strategic about it. They're going to be mindful and pay attention to that. But he is a healthy pitcher right now. That's kind of the starting point. He is a healthy pitcher. It's just a matter of finding out what's best for him, whether it's extending him out or giving shorter bursts for them and him. What would be most beneficial?
How's Rhys Hoskins fitting in so far?
What you hear about him, I would say, like, several times, is that people in that clubhouse are raving about him. I mean, we kind of heard that coming in, that he is just a great clubhouse presence, and that's one of the early takeaways. People are kind of drawn to him in that sense. And then that's aside from just what we know he could do for the lineup. I mean, it is interesting to me. It's just I know they have a bunch of switch hitters, but you have 4 strictly right-handed hitters on your 40-man roster. So that's where it gets real interesting to me is he bats from the right side and the potential he could give you in the middle of the order. And quite frankly, guys, like last year, he was with Milwaukee, and Andrew Vaughn emerges while he was sidelined with a thumb injury. But even before that, like, you see the numbers on the screen there, like that's an above average hitter that he was for the Brewers before things just kind of circumstantially went a different direction. So that's exciting to me. It's just if you can get someone who can give you 105, 110, even beyond that in a really good scenario, OPS plus, like, what does that do for this lineup? What does it mean for the middle of the order and protecting Jose Ramirez?
I agree, and you're paying him nothing essentially. So to me, this is a steal. And he had a great April and May, a bad June, and then he got hurt. So I don't know why people are writing him off. But our last serious question, and Mike's got something for you. But give us your projected order of finish in the AL Central. I know it's early, but we're going to put you on the spot right now, and we will hold you to it and destroy you if you get it wrong.
I was going to say, like, this is in August 20th. This is going to be on my Twitter feed. I think I would go Detroit, Cleveland, KC, Chicago, Minnesota, and the top 2 there would be wild. Cleveland, I would think, could be a wild card mix. And I start with Detroit just because when you have a rotation led by Skubal, Framber Valdez, Casey Mize is in there, you're adding Verlander as a back end. Like, it has a pretty stout staff, but I don't think this is a year where the Guardians are just going to be. I think the Guardians are going to compete. I maintain that, and you can hold that over my head down the stretch if you like. But I would say Detroit's rotation is, especially with 2 guys at the top, like, that's one of the best 1-2 punches in baseball. But it doesn't mean anything doesn't have to mean the Guardians aren't going to be in the mix. Like, I just fully expect, based on everything we see from them every year, to be right there down the stretch and when it counts.
I completely agree with you. I have the exact same order of finish. Those White Sox that you mentioned will finally get out of the basement. And I do think the Framber Valdez move to me was the difference maker that put them clearly out front. Doesn't mean the Guardians can't win the division. I agree with you, but the Tigers are the favorites. And I had the Guardians with a wild card also. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, Tim, you're off the hook now because if you're wrong, we can just blame
Yeah,
Bull.
you just bust my
It's
job.
not your fault. It is now Bull's fault. But
Well, we want to be wrong. We want the Guardians to win the division.
Listen, we all want to finish first. Tim, let's say everyone on the Guardians beat would get a $1 million raise per year if you guys had to come together and select one member of the beat to get a single off of Gavin Williams. Who would the Guardians beat put up at the plate for that much money in raises? Who would you trust the most? As
there's only 3 beat guys, right?
Well, you could add like the periphery beat, not necessarily.
Chris Otzenheimer in the mix, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
You know what? Like I'll just throw Zach into that mix, and I'll let Zach handle that. I'll be on the side, just filming it and rooting him on. Zach, I'll trust Zach to be able to handle that.
All right, Zach's got all the pressure on him now. That's a good, putting that. Hoinsy's too old for that.
Yeah, well, he's out.
Yeah.
Tim, you may have played baseball.
You didn't want to take yourself over Zach?
I played. My baseball trajectory turned into 16-inch softball in Chicago. So there's a batting kid in Chicago where in Wrigleyville, and I went in there one day like 2 seasons ago. And what I quickly found is that any ability to hit velocity has waned in my skill set. So I'll trust Zach to be able to handle that. Maybe Zach's got the dad power, man, the dad strength. So I trust him to be able to.
He might have that.
I've also been to that bar in Wrigleyville. It's an awesome bar. More bars should have batting cages in it.
Oh, really?
It's it's right in the corner, right? I forget the name of it. But.
It's on Clark Street.
Yeah. Awesome. They have like a bunch of different cages, different speeds.
Yeah. Our best pizzeria in Chicago, best pizzeria in Cleveland. Go ahead.
I've said Donato's in Cleveland and got some shaky looks, so maybe I
got to give you a shaky look. That's a bad choice. We got to school you up now. We got to school you up.
Tim, where are you from?
What do you know about Angelo's? I've heard good things about Angelo's. I haven't made it out there yet.
Where are you from, Tim?
No comment.
Your favorite spot?
Tim, are you from Chicago originally?
I am from Chicago, in the city, yeah.
All right, so what's your favorite place in Chicago?
Well, we got local spots. Like, it's kind of a funny thing. Like, deep dish is Chicago's bread and butter, right? And that's from an outside perspective. But we don't eat deep dish, like, first and foremost. We eat, like, tavern style. It's cut up in squares. So, I mean, there's literally a place that I can buy called Chicago's Pizza. And that was kind of a go-to in my household that was a frequently visited place.
All right, let me tell you, I'll school you up here. All right,
gotta go to Pequod's. No, but before Bull goes,
Pequod's is my favorite deep dish place in Chicago.
We gotta let you know, Tim, that Bull gets nothing. He does not find anything more enjoyable than telling people where to go to get pizza.
Because
it is his favorite thing in the world.
You've been taught poorly about Cleveland pizza, so let me school you up. Where do you live on the east side or the west side?
Oh yeah, west side.
All right, so on the west side, the best places are Il Rione, which is on West 55th or whatever
65th.
It is. 65th. Sweet Basil in Westlake, Enforno in Avon, and we call it there's a place in North Olmsted. Not North Olmsted. Fairview Park called, it has the word fire in it. I'm drawing a blank on it.
Fire and ice?
Look it up. North Olmsted Pizzeria. Do fire. Put fire. That's the best place on the west side. I've come across it recently, and I'm drawing a blank on the name. We got to tell Tim. Pizzeria Delorio is the best place in the area. It's on the east side, though.
Fire and Dough?
What's it called?
Yeah, Fire and Dough is what.
No, not Fire and Dough. That's not it.
Fire and Dough.
No, it's in Fairview Park. We got to tell him.
You said North Olmsted.
No, sorry, Fairview Park.
He did say North Olmsted, by the way.
And I corrected and said Fairview Park.
Late.
Go ahead.
Real late.
Sauced wood fire pizza.
That's it. Sauced wood fired. Go to there in Fairview Park. That's a great place.
Sauced wood fired.
All right, Tim. Yeah.
I'm gonna save this.
I mean, if you like Pizza Hut, you like Angelo's, but no offense.
I'll save this link to reference it when I get back to Ohio to start checking all these spots out.
To be fair, Donato's is an Ohio chain, and
but you don't want to go to a chain.
No, I know. Yeah. But I do love Donato's though. Okay. I do the thin crust of Donato's is fire.
Tim, text me when you get back, and we'll get some pizza.
Thank you, Tim.
Sweet. Sounds good, guys.
Man.
Thanks, Tim.
All right,
thanks, Tim. Appreciate you. Enjoy the warm weather.
Been covering the Guardians for MLB.com.
And dude had some wild hair back in the day in that picture.
I know that was
he looked like what's the dude from The Simpsons? Not.
I don't watch The Simpsons, believe it or not.
Back in the day, you didn't.
I never really watched it.
I don't know.
Krusty the Clown?
Not Krusty the Clown. It was the guy who had like the bone between his nose.
I don't know. No idea.
Oh, come on, dude. What was the guy's name?
Sideshow Bob?
Director Steve said.
I'm not a Simpsons
Now
guy.
we're lost. I was lost.
Yes,
on the
Sideshow Bob. Yes.
Sideshow Bob. All right.
Yes.
All right, we got some good job, Steve. Yeah. The hair's a little Sideshow Bobby.
I don't know if you can see. Can you see?
Yeah. There it is.
Sideshow
All
Bob.
right, Tim did a good job. Well, we're happy to have him on the beat. Go ahead, Anthony.
All right.
Super chat.
Super chats. Maurice Moore says, I live in Phoenix and Kyler Murray sucks and he's Baker size. A lot of these are Kyler
good
Murray
thing.
related.
If he didn't live in Phoenix, then we wouldn't know that he sucks.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray sucks. You're right. He sucks. Go ahead.
Chris Jordan says you all are depressing and he wasn't good last year, referring to Kyler Murray. Martin Jackson said you guys are ridiculous. Every other day it's a quarterback. Dan Marino had a positive bowel movement today. We should go after him.
That is funny.
That was a good one.
I said this zone on Twitter. Yeah, I think it's Xavier P.
Yeah.
Until the Browns commit to a quarterback, all these rumors are legit. They've been asked multiple
Why
times.
would we
Todd
not talk
Monken.
about quarterback? They
No,
don't
no,
have a clear answer.
That's what I'm saying.
Course.
Until Todd Monken or Andrew Barrett comes up and says,
If we
quarterback
talk
is
about
on
it
the
too much,
roster.
then you watch something else. Except everybody else at Cleveland's going to talk about it too.
I bet you that guy would love it if we were just talking about Shedeur all day and how great he is.
Yes, exactly.
That's
right.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good, next.
I promise y'all, as soon as Todd Monken or Andrew Barrett commit to a quarterback, we will stop talking about quarterback rumors.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
Yeah, we will.
No, we won't.
Not unless they're good.
If Andrew Barry says we're going into 2026 with Shedeur and Deshaun Watson,
Well, we're not going to talk about acquiring quarterbacks.
Well,
we're going to talk about.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, all right, fine.
Until,
But that's not the case, and they're never going to say that.
Well, if as of right now they thought they had their quarterback of the future on the roster, they would.
Yeah, we wouldn't be
You don't
talking
hear,
about
you don't
other
hear Mike
quarterbacks.
Vrabel
That's
saying,
right.
"Yeah, we're looking at quarterbacks because they got Drake May."
Yeah, exactly.
So until they do that,
Yeah.
these are all valid rumors and
Of course
discussions.
they are. We don't owe an explanation.
I'm just it was me and
Yeah.
Xavier P. I like Xavier P. So
I do too, but like to say this is not a legit conversation is stupid.
No, I'm just-
You don't like it, don't watch.
I'm
what
just
else can we tell
explaining
you?
why these
Yeah.
are valid discussions to have because
Yeah.
they have yet to commit to a quarterback.
Go ahead, Anthony. Next.
Monty Berry says, Watson and Kyler, y'all must want an over-mileage Benz.
Yes, I do. Go ahead.
James May says, historically, how accurate has the mock draft been to the actual draft?
I have no idea. Probably not very accurate.
Last year, I saw the stat. The consenso, I think it's Walter. One of the sites kept track of the top 20, like the biggest NFL draft experts, and did the accuracy rate, and they give like the best mock drafter per se. I think the best guy last year got 11 of 32 first-round picks right, and the average is about 7, like 25% hit rate.
Right.
But it's skewed because a lot of times you know the first couple picks, so it's really like
Right. Yeah.
after pick 4, everyone gets the first 4 right, and then
Yeah.
it's 3 of the rest are up for
Well,
the
they didn't get the first 4 right last year.
No, but I'm saying
Yeah,
in
yeah,
general,
yeah.
it's usually
Right. The percentage is way lower after those first few picks. Go ahead.
All right, last one, guys. King Savage, would you guys use a 6th or 7th round pick on a QB, Taylon Green, and switch him to wide receiver? 6'6", 4'3", 40, 43.5 vert, 11'2" broad. Could use him in the wild dog.
I did.
Never even heard of him.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
I did a game of his last year, and we were in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
And we sat down with him. Very impressive young man.
How big is he?
He's enormous, dude.
So he's huge and super fast. Why is he not?
Because Arkansas sucked.
But usually you don't care about that.
No, I mean he's going to get talked about. I mean I think he'll be drafted higher than people think.
Oh,
he's
really?
not gonna last after his combine.
There's no ways he's going to.
Yeah.
He didn't set the records. He was right in line with Anthony Richardson in terms of the testing, size, weight, all that.
And really nice kid. I mean,
Yeah.
we did their game and then went to BW3's after the game and ran to his family. And he was there too, and it was funny. But he actually, Bobby Petrino was his OC, and Bobby told us he loved the kid. I thought he was going to transfer because obviously they got rid of their coach, but he came back, and we'll see. I think he's got a bright upside, but he's enormous at him. I mean, his stride. We did a game and they played like, who they play? Like La Tech or something, right? Louisiana Tech, and he was like taking one step to these guys on La Tech taking like 3 steps. I mean, he could just flat out fly. Oh yeah.
So did
he's
he
excited.
have a good statistical season or no?
I don't know what his stats were this year.
We made a stats graph.
He had a crazy game like they played against Memphis. The game was in again in the
like
40s.
It was like 55.
Yeah,
like
it was
48.
super high scoring game. I watched that game because I did a bunch of Memphis this year. I'm not sure exactly what his numbers were. You can look him up there. And
Yep, looking him up right now.
He's got a cannon, not a ton of touch, but like Zach mentioned with Anthony Richardson.
He's a project.
Yeah, it's a big project, high potential,
man,
but like
with that ability,
I got his stats. You guys ready?
But yeah, but you could just even in Wildcat goal line situations. Like,
go ahead, give us his stats
real quick. 60% completion rate, 2,700 yards. He averaged 8.3. He had 19 touchdowns and 11 interceptions.
Yeah, that's not great,
for a team that won 5 games.
And a big scrambler.
I know nothing about him, so I got no comment.
He's good.
Why would you change his position?
Oh, no
He's
way.
got that raw ability. I'm not doing that.